92 degrees here at Fenway Park, and our starting lineups are brought to you by Taco Bell. Think outside the bun. And with today's Mariners lineup, here is Brandon Morrow.
Today, leading off for Mariners Nation is Ichiro Suzuki in center field. We got El Chamo Jose Lopez at second base. Raul Ibanez in left field hitting third. Got Adrian the Glove Beltre at third base. Jose Vidros DHing in the fifth spot. Got Big Sexy Richie Sexton at first base. Vladimir Ballantyne's in right field. Kenji Jojinos hitting eighth and catching. And we got Uni the Magician Betancourt at shortstop.
And they'll be facing the knuckleballing slants of Tim Wakefield, 3-4, making his 13th start of the season.
Oh, the veteran Tim Wakefield. Knuckleball after knuckleball. Not a whole lot of surprises with him. He's been around a long time. Watch the wind. You see that on the second one there on your screen. Watch the wind. Knuckleballers, when the wind is blowing out, they seem to really throw the ball well because the wind makes that ball move more. If the wind's blowing in, they seem to flatten out a little bit. So it looks like it's blowing out a little bit today, so that might be to the aid of Tim Wakefield.
And of course, at Wrigley Field, it was interesting. The hitters loved it when the wind was blowing out, but against the knuckleballer, different story.
Tom Candiotti, who's a fine knuckleball pitcher for a long time, he hated it when he would come to the ballpark in Chicago and he'd see the wind blowing in. What, you out of your mind? That's what pitchers want. Nope, not knuckleballers.
So Wakefield, who is 41 and will turn 42 on August the 2nd, on the mound for the Red Sox today. And in last night's series opener, the Mariners, who have been struggling big time, they had lost 20 of their last 27 games, and they blanked the Red Sox 8-0. Felix Hernandez, 6 innings, giving up only 6 hits. And right now the Mariners have had the edge on the Red Sox, winning 3 out of 4. And they have really been in the doldrums this year with the worst record in the major leagues, 22-39 coming in. So we're set to go. Reach for the perfect balance of flavor and refreshment. Budweiser, the great American lager. And we're set to go with Ichiro Suzuki leading off for the Mariners. Suzuki hitting .287. But he had a 2-run single last night. And .287 is well below his career average of 46 points. He's a .333 career hitter. And the first pitch, strike one from Wakefield.
One of many Mariners hitting way below their lifetime average.
There you see the most hits in an 8-year span since 1900, and Suzuki behind a pretty fair company. Paul Wainer, Bill Terry, Rogers Hornsby, and Wade Boggs. Here's the 2-1 pitch, and it's nicks the outside corner, and the count even 2-2. Suzuki will be followed by Jose Lopez and Raul Ibanez for the Mariners. And a chopper in front of the plate. Tough play, and beating it out for the base hit will be Suzuki, as neither Kevin Cash nor Tim Wakefield offered at the ball, and an infield hit to start the game.
Well, that's what speed does for you. You make your defense rush. This ball chopped right off the plate, right out there in no man's land. Cash can't make the play, neither can Wakefield. That goes as another infield base hit for Ichiro.
And you mentioned, Mark, that an easy infield hit for Ichiro, that many of the projected top hitters for the Mariners hitting well below their career averages. Not Jose Lopez, who comes in 9th in the league, batting .307, and he takes a pitch up high, ball one.
Well, Jose Lopez might be the best second baseman that nobody talks about. Defensively, he's terrific, a lot of range, and as you said, the terrific batting average coming into this one.
Good lead by Ichiro, and he gets a good jump, and he's in there with a stolen base. Number 26 on the year for Suzuki, and he is second in the American League in that department.
Pretty good throw there from Cash, but Ichiro just had too good a jump. He has too good a speed, and he just gets in there. Good slide around the tag. Aggressive, these Mariners out of the gate.
Well, this is their opportunity. They would like to be in that position as the pitch rides inside on Lopez.
But Ichiro, one of those guys that can still take over a game. when he gets on base, he usually scores.
3 balls and no strikes with Ibanez on deck, and ball 4. So Lopez draws a walk, and the Mariners have runners at first and second, nobody out. Let's take a look at the Red Sox defense. Coming in 9th in the American League in fielding, Julio Lugo has had his problems. 12 errors, tied for most in the American League. And Brandon Moss, who just called up yesterday, and a makeshift lineup, a survival lineup, according to manager Terry Francona. Here's Ibanez with 2 on, nobody out, and the first pitch, ball 1.
And all of a sudden, a very big point in this ball game, a turning point, if you will, after the Mariners came in here and just spanked the Red Sox 8-zip last night. The pressure right out of the gate, first and second.
There's a strike. And Wakefield this year, as you look at Ichiro on at second base and Lopez at first, has gone away from almost an exclusive knuckleball format.
That was a good knuckleball there. You can see Ibanez way out in front, and you can find out with a knuckleballer, Tim Wakefield, if he's got it, he'll be exclusive knuckleball, especially in the first 2 innings. He's still trying to figure out just what his knuckleball is going to do today, because it's a release point thing. It's a feel pitch. After about 15 or 20 pitches, that's when he'll know if he's got the good one or not. Oh, baby.
There's a strike called, third strike, and Ibanez called out looking, 1 out. 2 runners remain on first and second for Seattle.
This ball starts right at the front hip of Ibanez, and watch it just come right back to the middle of the plate, and Ibanez just can't do anything but be frustrated.
And that brings up Adrian Beltre, the cleanup hitter.
And as a hitter, the knuckleballers can make you look bad, Dick. Us hitters don't like to look bad. Come on.
But you like it when they just float in there and don't move.
That's exactly right.
Stepping off the rubber and bluffing Ichiro back to second base is Wakefield, who last pitched on Monday at Baltimore. 7 innings, gave up 2 runs on 5 hits. Was not involved in the decision. Pitched well but lost when the Red Sox were in Seattle. Just missing inside.
And Red Sox fans, well, probably not all that happy to see Adrian Beltre in there until you look at the numbers. 0 for 14 lifetime off Tim Wakefield. It's a week's worth of outs.
On the corner. So good location for Tim Wakefield thus far with his knuckleball. To count 1 ball and 1 strike to Beltre. Ichiro with an infield hit and stealing a base, and then Lopez walked. Ibanez called out on strikes. Big cut and a miss.
And that just feeds Wakefield's fire. If you swing hard at a knuckleball, you're asking for it.
64 miles an hour on this pitch.
It just looks so tantalizing up there. And you just sit and watch, and man, that just looks so easy to hit, but it's just not.
And time is called. One ball and 2 strikes to Adrian Beltre. Tied for 3rd in the league in home runs, and a foul ball wide of 3rd. Kevin Youkilis playing 3rd base today, making his 13th start. He has been virtually a flawless first baseman for the Red Sox in the past year and a half.
Just so valuable, Kevin Youkilis. You can give days off to guys that need it. Mike Lowell on a hot day gets a much-deserved rest, and Sean Casey was swinging a terrific bat in there.
1-2 pitch, just getting a piece of that pitch, and reaching for it was Beltre. The outstanding performance by Wakefield. He lost a 1-0 complete game, hurled a 5-hitter, lost to Eric Bedard on a Unieski Betancourt 3rd inning home run, 1-0. And he did a tremendous job, as you see Beltre at the mercy of the offerings of Wakefield. And a swing and a miss, strike 3. So after 2 are aboard, Wakefield strikes out Ibanez and Beltre for 2 out. And here is today's game comparison, brought to you by Cars.com.
Well, the Mariners glass half full, and when I'm talking about that, they came in here and played a beautiful ball game last night, maybe their best ball game. They need to feed off that and try to continue that momentum.
Jose Vidro. He takes a cut on a high pitch. So Wakefield has settled down thus far.
And then find the rabbit. What do you think about that, Dick? Terry Francona was telling us before the game that this is just a survival lineup, that he was almost picking them out of a hat. Well, let's see if he picked a rabbit out of the hat this afternoon.
And a ground ball hit to shortstop. Lugo gets the force to retire the side. So the Mariners had runners at first and second, none out, don't score. Red Sox coming up in the first.
I get in the truck and it won't start. I figure it's the starter. But when I get to AutoZone, they said let's test it first. Turns out it's just a solenoid switch. Those AutoZone guys saved me a lot of money, and I'll remember that.
Heartburn changes everything. Fortunately, so can Maximum Strength Zantac 150. Just one pill makes the suffering stop, so life can start. Heartburn? Attack it. Zantac.
How do you want to see the game? You want to be closer? Well, this is no ordinary ticket. This is your ticket to baseball heaven in high definition. Sharp Aqua's the official HD TV of Major League Baseball. And with a blazing 4-millisecond response time and a super fast refresh rate, there isn't a shot in the hole or a screamer down the line that won't singe the hair in your nostrils. It will change your baseball-loving life.
Aqua's LCD TV. Change your TV, change your life. Sharp.
Red Sox batting in the bottom of the first inning, and our starting lineups are brought to you by Taco Bell. Think outside the bun. And with today's Red Sox lineup, here is Manny Del Carmen.
On behalf of our 2008 Red Sox callers, here's our starting lineup. Leading off, our center fielder, Covelli Chris. Batting second, playing shortstop, is Julio Lugo. Our right fielder, batting third, J.D. Drew. Batting fourth, our designated hitter, Manny being Manny Ramirez. At first base, batting fifth, we got Sean Casey. At third base, we got our own Kevin Youkilis. Batting seventh, we got Brandon Moss in left field. Behind the plate, we got Kevin Cash. And playing second base, we got Alex Cora.
And that's the lineup facing Miguel Bautista. Go 3-6 on the year, so we have two starters today, Mark, both looking for their fourth wins of the season. And here's Coco Crisp, the switch-hitting center fielder for the Red Sox, and he takes ball one.
Well, Miguel Bautista, my former teammate with the Arizona Diamondbacks, he likes to bully left-handers with cut fastballs. And he's one of the toughest competitors you'll ever see. He falls behind just like that. 2-0.
And he has the most walks on the pitching staff, 38, and the opposition hitting .304 against him as Crisp lines it deep and foul. Coco Crisp, by the way, suspended for 7 games as a result of his part charging the mound in the brawl on Thursday night against the Tampa Bay Rays, is appealing it, and that's why he's been able to be in the lineup last night and again today. Foul out of play, and this is what happened when he was hit by James Shields on Thursday.
Got him in the leg, and this is sticking and moving right here. Ah, boys will be boys.
Well, you know, he must have boxing in his blood, because the way he avoided that punch and then threw one himself. Anyway, line drive by Crisp right at Beltre for the first out. So Crisp is retired. Let's take a look at the Mariners defense. They thought to be one amongst the best in the league, but they are coming in 11th in the American League today.
That just really doesn't make sense at all either, Dick, because there is a lot of good glove work out there personnel-wise. They just haven't put it together. It's just the entire fundamentals and just everything is just broken down this year for Seattle.
Julio Lugo takes a fastball for a strike. Lugo hitting .267 with 13 runs batted in. He has been having his problems at the plate as well as the field. Hits a roller to shortstop, and Betancourt will throw him out. 2 gone in the Red Sox first. And here's J.D. Drew talking about picking up the slack. J.D. Drew has done exactly that for the Red Sox, hitting .310 and coming into the game 7th in the American League at hitting. 6 homers and 28 runs batted in. And J.D. Drew, 2 singles last night in a losing cause. Went 2 for 3. Takes the first pitch for a fastball. Strike.
And with Ortiz on the shelf for a while, J.D. Drew is going to be that much needed left-handed bat in the middle of this Red Sox order. So far, he's answered the challenge.
Hitting .433 in his last 9 games. 1 ball and 1 strike to count to Drew.
That was that cutter inside right there. That's the pitch that Bautista's going to try to get Drew and the rest of these left-handed hitters out with.
And a drive hit to center field. Suzuki coming off, and it goes by him. And off the wall, and Drew rounding second base, heading for third. And here comes the throw, sliding in safely. J.D. Drew with a triple with 2 out here in the first.
Well, Drew picking up, trying to come in. Jojima sits in, but no, it goes to the outer third, and J.D. Drew just blisters it into the left center gap. Great effort there from Ichiro. By the time it's corralled, J.D. Drew sliding into third base.
And the cheers are for Manny Ramirez as he take another look at that drive that tailed away from Ichiro. A valiant effort, as you pointed out, Mark, and J.D. Drew never held up. And here is Manny Ramirez, who's tied for third with 13 homers in the American League. A week ago in Baltimore, slammed his 500th career home run and has added 3 since then.
And J.D. Drew getting to third on that, Dick. It is important because Bautista likes to throw a lot of split fingers. And that's a pitch he's going to have to try to use, especially on Manny Ramirez, to get him out. Split fingers tend to find the dirt and go to the backstop for wild pitches.
And the pitch is inside. So 500 against the Orioles last Saturday. 499 was against this man, Miguel Bautista. And he knew it all the way. A 3-run homer. He has 3 homers off of Bautista and hitting .417. So Manny Ramirez facing a pitcher he loves to face. 2-0 the count. He's got a good count, and there's a drive. Hit deep to left field. This will be out of here and over everything. Manny Ramirez with a 2-run homer, and the Red Sox take a 2-0 lead. Get that baseball.
He's got a long run because that thing went a long ways. Manny Ramirez once again introduces himself to Miguel Bautista.
His 4th home run off of Bautista, and just like that, the Red Sox take a 2-0 lead.
There were 2 outs, 2 quick outs, a triple, and then a bomb deep into the parking lot. Go get it.
If it's in that garage, he'll find it. No one else is around him. So Manny now with 14 homers and 47 runs batted in, and the Red Sox take a quick 2-0 lead. Here is Sean Casey, takes a call strike.
Let's just take a look. That is just a hanging slider right on the inner third, and Manny kills it.
And now, as a result of his 504th home run, ties the great Eddie Murray, the Hall of Famer. Ground ball slowly hit to second. Lopez makes the play, but with 2 out, the damage is done. The triple by Drew and Manny Ramirez, 14th home run of the year. The Red Sox on top, 2-0.
Every day is a new chance to show the world how phenomenal you can be. Start today with the confidence you get from Gillette Fusion Power Phenom. Fusion Power soothing micropulses help you reduce friction so you barely feel the blades. Try the world's most comfortable shave, Fusion Power.
The best a man can get.
You ready?
Yeah.
Can I take your order, please?
Give me the beat. Yo. What's up, Stephanie? How you doing today? 89 cents is what we're gonna pay. Say hello to Bobby. He's in the back seat.
Steph, give me something big.
With a bunch of beef. 89 cent cheesy double beef burrito. Well, I pay more. That's big and cheap, yo. So here's what we do. I want one. You want one too?
I forgot my wallet.
I gotta spot you?
Hey, you gotta spot me.
Whatever.
This is the jam.
Should we come around?
Do pull up.
I'm going!
Congrats, gotta say you've done your research.
Oh yeah, we went on cars.com, we compared models side by side, found out the price we should be paying. Feeling pretty good.
You should.
And I didn't have to resort to plan B.
Oh, what's plan B?
In order to get you to agree to my terms quickly, I was gonna have you eat these brownies, which I mixed with a horse laxative.
Excuse me. Keep talking.
My husband kind of has a sweet tooth.
Hello, I'm a Mac.
And I'm a PC!
Hey, Steve, what's with the pep rally?
Well, you're selling in record numbers, more popular than ever with students, but what are we gonna do? Fight! You know, you have that built-in eyesight camera and that super stable operating system. You run Microsoft Office so well. Maybe that's why you're the #1 notebook on college campuses.
Next number 1!
What?
Next number 1!
No, you're supposed to be cheering for me.
PC's number 2! PC's number 2!
Fox Saturday Baseball is sponsored by Cars.com, where confidence comes standard. By Taco Bell, think outside the bun. And by Gillette Fusion Power Phenom. Fusion Power, the world's most comfortable shave. Richie Sexson leading off in the top of the second inning, and a ground foul down the third base line.
Nice grab.
They've got good hands here in this ballpark. Those fans, I don't think they allow them to get season tickets unless they, well, that's not true.
Unless they bring their gloves and take a little fielding practice.
Can pick it. Another knuckleball fouled off to the left. Richie Sexson, who showed some life at the plate last night. 3-hit game. First time in a year he's had 3 hits. He's had some big problems at the plate, coming in at .213. And takes the ball outside 1-2. And Miguel Cairo actually was installed at first base for Sexson for several games in the last Mariner homestand.
Yeah, Richie's one of those guys, he really goes hot and cold.
And chasing it and then missing it is Sexson. And that will be the 3rd strikeout already for Wakefield.
And the big sluggers like Richie Sexson, Adrian Beltre, those are the guys that knuckleballers love to face, because they're going to go up there and try to hit it a long ways and just overdo it, overswing.
Right fielder Vladimir Valentin hitting .202. Call strike to Valentin, who has reached base safely in 17 straight games. And a slow roller, and Lugo with the charge, making the play, and 2 out here in the second inning. Well, the Prostate Cancer Foundation raises funds for prostate cancer research by securing pledges for home runs hit during selected Major League Baseball games. From now through next Sunday, fans can make pledges to the Home Run Challenge by calling 1-800-789-CURE or log on to prostatecancerfoundation.org. $12,000 per home run today donated.
I think Manny Ramirez already put some cash in the bank, didn't he?
Yes, he did, as catcher Kenji Jojima takes the first pitch for a strike. Hitting in the 8th slot. Infield playing deep and straight away against Jojima.
Oh, dear.
It makes you look like that sometimes, doesn't it?
Oh, man, I could sit up here and laugh today, but boy, Tim Wakefield, that's one of the more he's just Kenji Jojima, no chance.
Strikes out 2 this inning, 2 last inning, 1-2-3 frame. After a inning and a half, the Red Sox up 2-0.
A lot of choices, huh?
Tell me about it.
Because you want a beer that's not too heavy.
Yeah?
But you don't want to compromise on taste. Steer to health.
So fine that I really want to make you mine.
Hey, we landed.
In the middle of the road. Hop in, there's room.
There's one thing. We're nudists.
Wow.
Ugh.
Rear view camera. Ride ready. the new Pilot, only from Honda.
Welcome to our moment.
You want some shade for the moment?
Sure. They needed someone to landscape a new subdivision across town. Fast. That's where AT&T came in. I checked inventory at the nursery, I got pricing from the office, and submitted the bid online. All from right here. See, if we can't make our moment happen, it'll become someone else's moment. Guys, we got the job. Sweet.
Seize your moment with AT&T Small Business Solutions. And now get the AT&T Laptop Connect card for free. AT&T, your world delivered.
It's a whole new neighborhood. Just ask our neighbors. For them, we've raised the bar on salads. With Applebee's signature salads you won't find anywhere else. Like California shrimp salad. Seared shrimp on buttery bib lettuce with crispy bacon, fresh avocado, and grape tomatoes. Here's to one amazing salad. Only at Applebee's. It's a whole new neighborhood.
Fox Saturday Baseball is sponsored by Budweiser. Reach for the perfect balance of flavor and refreshment. Budweiser, the great American lager. Kevin Youkilis leading off for the Red Sox here in the second against Miguel Bautista. And a fastball, strike one to Youkilis, who is leading all vote getters for the first base spot for the American League All-Star game, which will be played at Yankee Stadium and seen on Fox. And what an event that's going to be with the red carpet treatment preceding the games. You know, it's the last year at Yankee Stadium before they move into the new ballpark, and they're going out with a flurry, and we'll be right there for all of the coverage. 1-1 pitch fouled off. Well, Kevin Youkilis and Manny Ramirez on Thursday, after that bench clearing brawl, had a problem in the dugout, and no punches were thrown, but they had to be separated from one another. And these two have been pretty close. In fact, Youkilis and Ramirez were together in Arizona during the offseason, but a little flare up there, and it was quickly quelled as Youkilis strikes out for out number one.
And that's just part of, well, competing. And that's just something that even if you're tight, the Red Sox were edgy that weekend. That was against Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay, an upstart crew, and they were in first place in the East. That's just unheard of here in Boston. And Boston, they were edgy, and they're going to compete. And they went out and they hammered the Rays with that edge.
Brandon Moss taking a strike. Brandon Moss recalled from the AAA Pawtucket Farm Club yesterday, played last night, went 1 for 4, had a double. And the count now 1 ball and 1 strike. He actually was the Red Sox opening day starting right fielder in Tokyo against the Oakland A's and hit a home run. And Moss hits a pop foul. And there is Beltre making the catch in foul territory for out number 2. Well, Fox Sports has established, Fox Sports supports a long-term charitable initiative devoted to raising awareness and financial assistance for health-related charities. So Make-A-Wish Foundation, our baseball charity, grants 13,000 wishes a year to children with life-threatening medical conditions. And to help make wishes come true and bring joy to kids, please visit wish.org.
Thank you so much to Make-A-Wish.
With 2 down, Kevin Cash. Cash taking inside in the count 2-0. Cash behind the plate and has been the catcher for the knuckleballer Tim Wakefield. This is his 13th time that he has started the 13 starts for Wakefield. Takes a strike 2-1.
And Jason Varitek, it's public knowledge that he'd rather not catch the knuckleballer Tim Wakefield. And what this does is Terry Francona, by having this personal catcher situation, that gives a much needed day off every 5th day for their front line and terrific catcher Jason Varitek. So I just think it's a good thing.
And Kevin Cash responds, hitting over 300 whenever Wakefield starts a game. Ball 4. And the third base runner, and it happens with 2 out. Red Sox struck with 2 runs last inning after 2 are out on Drew's triple and Manny Ramirez home run over everything. And now with 2 out, Cash draws a walk, bringing up the number 9 hitter, Alex Cora, the second baseman.
Yeah, Bautista's a guy, when he gets base runners, he tends to really slow things down.
Cora's been up 33 times, hitting .303. Very valuable infield reserve for the Red Sox. Can play several positions. 1-0 the count to him. Red Sox leading 2-0. And the Red Sox are getting great mileage from their number 9 hitters this year. And a bouncer, Beltre at third, playing in perfect position. And that retires the side. And we'll return to Boston after a word from your local Fox station.
You're watching Major League Baseball on Fox.
Adams Furniture, we've always been affordable. We offer quality furniture at discount prices every day. Relax and enjoy the experience in Dexter at 183 Spring Street and 1221 Broadway in Bangor.
I'm serious at Adams Furniture.
Call Imperial Homes for the modular deal of a lifetime. The incredible Hearthside by Marlette, built for Maine winners. Nothing else even comes close to Hearthside's price or quality. There is no better buy. Call for details. Imperial Homes, Route 9, Eddington.
The 2008 line of Suzuki offers more variety and more real-life fun than ever before. Come see the boys with the toys at Friend in Ellsworth and Orono, and you'll find the latest from Suzuki. From street to the dirt or anywhere in between, we'll help you find a Suzuki to suit your needs. Friend, Route 1A Ellsworth and exit 193 off I-95 in Orono, or online at friendandfriend.com. Friend, where fun is job one.
Professional mechanics rely on top quality tools. Their reputation and their customer safety are riding on it. Genius Tools from Mallside Discount Outlet, Stillwater Avenue, Bangor takes quality to another level. Genius Tools are professional quality with a lifetime warranty for a fraction of the cost. Mallside Discount's giant selection means you won't wait for the tool truck, even tools for major machinery and heavy equipment. Professional quality, a lifetime warranty, a fraction of the cost. Genius Tools exclusively at Mallside Discount Outlet, Stillwater Avenue, Bangor.
The PowerPole Man and Material lift system will move fast, lift more, and make it easy to install siding, roofing, windows, and stone. SKR Distributors in Bangor is Maine's premier dealer for PowerPole and wants you to see the benefits of PowerPole right now. Call SKR Distributors at 945-9550 to find out how PowerPole can work for you. PowerPole will move fast, lift more, and make it easy. See for yourself at SKR Distributors, 195 Thatcher Street, Bangor.
You're watching WFVX Fox Bangor.
Mariners batting here in the top of the third against Tim Wakefield. Unieski Betancourt taking the first pitch for ball one. The number 9 hitter in the lineup. Free swinging shortstop. And the ball pitched back, and the count 2 balls and no strikes. It was Betancourt who hit the home run off of Tim Wakefield to account for the only run in the game back on May 28th when the Red Sox and Wakefield lost 1-0 to the Mariners. That's in there for the strike, 2-1.
That was a fastball. Really, I think that might be the first non-knuckleball that Tim Wakefield's thrown today. Last 6 batters, he's dominating.
2-1 pitch fouled back, and here it was in the third inning. The only hit off of Tim Wakefield, and that's all the Mariners needed, Mark.
He just got out, got extended on a knuckleball. That was all she wrote. Not a big guy per se, but he still got some pop.
And the count full now, 3-2 in the first 3-2 count that Wakefield has gone to here. Mariners, with Ichiro waiting on deck, took 2 out of 3 at Safeco Field from the Red Sox. And of course, the opening game last night in the series as Betancourt lines a single to start the third inning, and that is the second hit off of Wakefield.
Well, Wakefield with the 3-2 count didn't want to walk Betancourt, so he went with the fastball this time. Left it in the middle of the plate. Betancourt drilled it over the head of Lugo. Well, that's a pretty swing right there.
That'll bring up Ichiro, who was safe on an infield hit. Bounced one halfway between home plate in the pitcher's mound, and no one ended up fielding the ball. And there's a bunt, and a good one. Wakefield off the mound, off balance, and Casey does a good job of preventing that ball from being thrown into right field. So Suzuki with 2 infield hits, this one a nifty bunt, and the Mariners once again 2 runners on.
Well, Ichiro, he's not only a terrific hitter, but you can see what a great bunter he is as well on the speed. Forces Wakefield to hurry. Throw pulls Casey off the bag. Really a nice play by Casey to keep that from going down the right field line.
So here is Jose Lopez, who walked his first time up. Mariners had 2 on and nobody out in the first inning and didn't score. They have 2 on, nobody out here. Big cut and miss by Lopez.
Same situation in the first inning, Dick. First and second. Nobody out. In the first inning, they remain there. They need to do something in this one.
0-1 pitch grounded hard to third. Bounces off of Youkilis. Recovers. Throws to first in time for the out. And the runners advance to second and third. And right now for a game break, let's jump out to Ginny Zelasco in Los Angeles.
And we have a wild one at the stadium. Yankees on the comeback trail. Alex Rodriguez 2-run home in the 7th. Right here in the 8th, Johnny Damon's 5th hit of the game, a single that sends home 2 runs. New York 10, KC 10. The Pinstripes have rallied from 4 runs down twice in this game as we jump back to you.
All right, Jeannie, and of course the Royals, who won last night, rarely do well at Yankee Stadium. 10-10. Sounds like a football score.
Another pitcher's duel in the Bronx.
Ibanez taking a call strike, was called out looking in the first inning. Take a look at the American League East standings. The Red Sox coming in with a 38-26 record, half a game ahead of Tampa Bay, and surpassed the Rays during that 3-game sweep this week. And the Yankees, who trying to make some headway now, 1 game under 500. Well, an opportunity here, Mark, for the Mariners to jump back into this game. Runners at second and third, and 1 out. Beltre, the cleanup hitter, would be on deck.
Just anything in play will cut the lead in half.
Foul ball. Past Eddie Rodriguez, the first base coach. Betancourt, who led off with a single, on at third, and Ichiro on at second base after Lopez has smashed the third. And a shot down the right field line. Fair ball into the corner. 2 runs will score. And the Mariners will tie it up. It'll be a ground rule double as it bounces into the stands. So the Mariners, after getting 2 on, do come through. And Ibanez with a 2-run double now with 39 RBIs ties the score.
Well, there's a saying with knuckleballs. See it high, let it fly. See it low, let it go. That ball stayed right up around the chest area of Ibanez. He drilled it down the right field line to tie the game up.
And the Mariners with the lead run in scoring position for Beltre, who struck out his first time up. Strike on the inside corner. Talking with John McLaren as you see Ibanez now with 261 RBIs since 2006. He has been productive, to say the least.
Pretty amazing graphic right there. He's not the guy you probably think of that would be on top with all those terrific left fielders.
Well, Seattle just trying to gain a foothold here, coming in 15.5 games behind first place Angels, 8 games behind third place Texas. That very nearly hit Beltre. And the count 2 balls and 1 strike. And John McLaren, who had a little meltdown this week, to say the least. Hoping with enough time that the Mariners can change things. This is not a bad roster.
It's full of talent. A lot of talent. J.J. Putz is now back healthy, their closer.
And Wakefield falling behind Beltre, 3-1. So it's been feast or famine, exactly, as Vidro waiting on deck. Still only 1 out. Ball 4 low, and so that'll be a base on balls, the second of the game for Wakefield. And runners now at first and second and 1 away. Well, next week on Fox Saturday Baseball, interleague play returns. These Red Sox head to Cincinnati to battle Brandon Phillips and the Reds. Phillies take on the Cardinals, or the Dodgers square off against the Tigers. Fox Saturday Baseball Game of the Week returns next week, 3:30 p.m. Eastern, 12:30 p.m. Pacific, in high definition, only on Fox.
Dick, what's your take on interleague play? Do you like it or do you dislike it, or somewhere in between?
I like it. I think it's a great interlude during the season. Vidro swinging at the first pitch and pops it up into short left field. Lugo calling for it and making the catch for out number 2. So the runners hold. And want to talk about the weather? Ed Hickox, our home plate umpire, did just that between innings.
Hey, how are you? What's going on, buddy? You doing all right? All right. Great, great. Went from wearing jackets last night to hot today.
Yeah. I like hot, but,
Muggy, though.
Yeah, 60, 90.
No good.
Well, it was what, in the 50s last night?
It was in the 50s. I got here last night, and man, I need a jacket. Not the case today.
92 degrees as we start the game, and not much of a breeze. Now it's blowing a little left to right as Sexton hits a one-hopper to Youkilis across the diamond, and that'll do it, but not before the Mariners tie it up. Banya's 2-run double. We're all even going to the bottom of the 3rd.
It's the 5-minute challenge. Trigger spray versus new Roundup Pump and Go sprayer. With up to 5 minutes of continuous spray, Pump and Go kills weeds, not your hands. New Roundup Pump and Go. Hard on weeds, easy on you.
Heartburn changes everything. Fortunately, so can Maximum Strength Zantac 150. Just one pill makes the suffering stop, so life can start. Heartburn? Attack it. Zantac.
XM, the perfect Father's Day gift. 170 channels, including MLB on XM. Every team, every game.
Get grilled flavor like never before. New Ultimate Grilled Pizzas only from Pizza Hut. Savor premium grilled steak, tender chicken, or grilled veggies, all on a Pizza Hut pizza. Get a medium now for just $10.99. America's favorite pizza. Pizza Hut. Order online.
These New Yorkers know great pasta.
It's really good.
I love it. But they didn't know it was Toscani pasta from Pizza Hut. 3 pounds of restaurant-quality pasta with breadsticks delivered for just $11.99. Now get pasta from Pizza Hut.
Niagara Falls, the ultimate torture test for a deck. The ultimate protection, Thompson's Water Seal. Chosen to protect the most water-drenched decks in America. The decks at Niagara Falls. Thompson's Water Seal, the most powerful protection against water damage guaranteed.
Fox Sunday, it's animation domination, shockingly scandalous. Will Homer's new diet leave him hungry for something more? The Simpsons gets juicy. Then, after King of the Hill, witness a miracle on Family Guy. Joe can walk again.
He still got that new leg smell.
And American Dad exposes history's biggest cover-up.
Dad! Dad! Dad!
It all starts at 7/6 Central, Sunday on Fox.
Look at the comparison between the Mariners and the Red Sox. Mariners 8-20 on the road, the fewest wins on the road of any American League club. Red Sox 24-6, as Mark mentioned at the outset, the best home record in Major League Baseball. What happens last night? The Mariners win. As here's Coco Crisp leading off here in the 3rd inning and taking ball 1 outside. And Crisp lined sharply to Beltre at 3rd, his first trip. Beltre playing on the infield grass at 3rd. And the count 1-1.
Well, Coco swinging hard today. Lined out his first at-bat to Beltre at 3rd base. He is really letting it rip. He's comfortable off Bautista.
A lot of people thought that Coco Crisp would be traded as early as spring training because of the emergence of Jacoby Ellsbury. And there's a fair ball shot down the right field line off the barrier. And Crisp will have to settle for a single. And that is the 3rd hit of the game for the Red Sox, leading off here in the 3rd.
Well, he's been swinging hard. He gets a pitch down and in. That is a lefty's nitro zone. Nice and short, quick to the ball, and pulls it right by Richie Sexton. Only a bad carom kept that from being an extra base hit.
So Bautista, who last year had a career high with 16 victories in his first year with Seattle, now with Crisp, who with 8 stolen bases, takes off on the first pitch. Pitches down low, and the throw is not in time. So without Jacoby Ellsbury, who is nursing an injured wrist, leading the American League with 28 stolen bases, Crisp is their speed.
Great jump from Crisp. A really good throw from Jojima. Joe West said safe, but I think Jojima might have had a gripe there. What do you think, Dick? It was pretty close, wasn't it? Gets him on the lower back, tough to tell, but.
And there's the bunt by Lugo, and the only play for Bautista is to first. Perfect sacrifice by Lugo will move Crisp to third base. So with 1 out, the Red Sox, and it looks like they're playing a pitcher's duel kind of game now, as the Red Sox without David Ortiz in the lineup, and with a lot of their big hitters like Lowell and Varitek not playing in this game, have to manufacture runs.
Yeah, Terry Francona spent some time managing in the National League, and he had to go back to those days there.
And they're setting it up for J.D. Drew, who tripled to left center field and came around on Manny Ramirez's blistering home run over the monster seats back in the first inning. And a line shot caught by Betancourt at shortstop, and Crisp couldn't get much off the bag. No play there, so they're out number 2.
Well, as a manager, that's got to be frustrating. You get the single, the stolen base, you get a beautiful sacrifice from Lugo to set up J.D. Drew. He hits a rocket, but most of the time he's going to take the lead. Going to leave it up to Manny Ramirez, and I'm sure.
Look at the hustle.
Wow, that's great hustle, isn't it?
You want guys in the parking lot to hustle like that, to go get those baseballs. That's part of the team. You know, if not, you get benched and you can't chase those home runs anymore. First pitch to Manny Ramirez outside for a ball.
I would be shocked if Bautista gives Ramirez anything to hit. Well, he got 4. 1 for every base.
You want to come out and give them to the umpire next time he's shy of them. So here's Manny, who has now 4 career home runs against Bautista. Remember, he hit number 500 just a week ago today. So he has continued his torrid hitting. Now, what do you do if you're Bautista? You've already been nailed by this guy who's been tough against you throughout your career. Pitch around him to go against the left-handed hitting Sean Casey?
I do. I do if I'm Bautista. And only because you talked about the success, and before you say, you know, Mark Grace, you've lost your mind. Why would you walk him to get to a guy hitting 378 coming into the game? Well, Sean Casey, he's not going to hurt you with a long ball, whereas Manny Ramirez will.
And they're not going to take any chances to a guy that has hit 6 home runs in his last 10 games. They're going to pitch to Sean Casey, as the Red Sox will now have runners at first and third with 2 out. I don't want to say you're closing the barn door after the horse escaped, but you could say that after what happened in the first inning.
That's exactly right. It cost him 2 runs in the first inning.
John McLaren, in his first full season as the Mariners manager, took over for Mike Hargrove, and of course a shocking departure. No one expected Mike Hargrove to hang him up the way he did.
Yeah, still really didn't get just a normal answer. Well, why? Well, just because I wanted to.
So now the Red Sox with 2 down, runners at first and third. Sean Casey bounced to second his first time up and takes a high strike. 0-1 the count.
Casey looks back at Ed Hickox, our home plate umpire, and says, "You sure about that?" Yep, it's hot. Get in the box.
And he's been hot. He's hitting .433 in his last 9 games since coming off the disabled list. So he and Drew have been torrid left-handed hitters for the Red Sox. And a fly ball hit to right center field. Coming on over is Ichiro, makes the catch to retire the sides. The Red Sox leave a runner at third and at first. It remains 2-2.
I get in the truck and it won't start. No small problem, right? Well, I know the battery and the alternator are new, so I figure it's got to be the starter. So I go to AutoZone, I tell him what I need, and the guy says, let's check the old one first. Might not be the problem. Turns out he's right. All I needed was a solenoid switch. Now, he saved me a lot of money. Would another auto parts store have done that? I mean, he went out of his way to make sure that I got what I really needed. And I'll remember that.
So you consider yourselves business travelers, huh? Well, meet the legend, Joe Polsky. He once did 18 straight sales calls on nothing but a pillow mint. He actually trademarked his handshake, the Polsky pump.
Did he ever get 2,000 bonus points for staying 2 nights at a Holiday Inn?
Maybe 2 Major League Baseball tickets for staying 8 nights?
No, but he once had a heart attack, woke up, and sold the paramedics 12 dozen steak knives. That was Polsky.
The more you stay, the more you earn. Holiday Inn.
Hi. Ronnie's phone here. Ronnie's not going to answer because he's a dillweed. See, Ronnie doesn't have AT&T, so he's basically got 0 bars in this dump. So although you've called like 30 times about Motorhead tickets tonight, he's not calling you back.
For the best coverage, switch to AT&T. More bars in more places. Get the Sony Ericsson slider for only $29.99 and get one free.
Now get 0% APR financing for 60 months on any 2008 Chevy Cobalt.
Fox Saturday Baseball is sponsored by Holiday Inn. The more you stay, the more you earn. By the new AT&T, your world delivered. And by Chevy, an American Revolution. Go to the 4th inning here at Fenway Park, and the first pitch fouled straight back by Vladimir Valentin. Strike 1.
Well, he came a long way. I believe he's a Washington man. Yep. Gonzaga on his shirt.
Great basketball tradition for that school as Valentin takes ball 1, 1-1. Bounce to Euclid his first time. Are you a good judge of knuckleballers? Now here's Wakefield, who gave up that infield hit in the walk, then struck out 2, handled the second inning well, and then struggled a little bit in the 3rd inning.
Well, that's usually what you're going to get with knuckleballers. When they've got it, they're terrific. You rarely get something in between.
Shot snared by Euclid, so he hit that ball as hard as he could. 1 away here in the Mariner 4th inning. And here is today's trivia question, brought to you by Gillette Fusion Power Phenom. Well, Jacoby Ellsbury leads the majors with 28 steals entering today's game. Who is the last American League player to steal 50 or more bases in his rookie season? Ponder that one.
I think I know that. I'm not going to say it out loud.
Well, you want to give the great viewers a chance to.
Exactly.
Jojima taking ball 1, struck out his first time up. And the count 2-0 now to the Mariners catcher.
You can see the ball starting to elevate a little bit on Wakefield.
Wakefield 3-4 with an earned run average of 4.50 coming into this game. The Red Sox have had injury problems throughout, including the pitching. Josh Beckett slipped falling off the mound, came off the game the other day. It doesn't appear to be serious. We mentioned Daisuke Matsusaka. And there's a shot down the left field line, foul. Matsusaka threw some prior to the game today, and with a rotator cuff strain, I guess you'd have to call it, with an 8-0 record.
Yeah, that was a big blow to these Sox, but they still find themselves in first place in the American League East. Bartolo Colon on your far left there. He got hit hard here last night by these Mariners.
First time he has been hit hard since the Red Sox brought him up. On the inside corner, 2 balls, 2 strikes to Jojima, with Betancourt, the number 9 hitter, on deck. There's Colon, finding new life perhaps with the Red Sox. Looper into right field. Charging is J.D. Drew. He'll get there. 2 down. And here's Jeannie Velasco with a game break.
Tie ball game at the stadium. Yankees got Mariano Rivera going. All is good, right? Oh, that's Mo's first pitch. David De Jesus jumped all over it. It is gone. The first home run Rivera has allowed since August 15th, 2007. The Royals 11, Yankees 10, bottom 9.
What's going on with these Royals against the Yankees? Right now in last place in the AL Central. I don't think pitching was the lead story in that game today. 11-10 as Betancourt looks at strike one.
Yeah, that after a pitcher's duel last night, won by Kansas City 2-1. Let the bats begin.
Foul back, no balls and 2 strikes. The chase by Cash to no avail. Betancourt singled to left field his first time up and came around along with Ichiro Suzuki on Ibanez. 2-run double, tying the game at 2 after Manny Ramirez homered with a man on in the first inning for the Red Sox. That's where we're at. 2-2. Top of the 4th inning. 1-2 now to Betancourt. .63 pitches thus far. And a high pop fly, shallow left field. Brandon Moss will make it, and a 1-2-3 inning. The second 1-2-3 frame for Wakefield. They go to the bottom of the 4th, 2-2.
Congratulations. You knew a lot about this car.
I did my research on cars.com. Seriously, their consumer reviews and dealer locator really helped.
Feels pretty good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah. Plus, now I don't have to use Plan B.
What's Plan B?
I was gonna have a witch doctor shrink your head if you didn't give me what I wanted.
Hey, Jay, can I take off? I got a tiny head.
Yeah, sure, go ahead. Sorry about that. I should get him out of here.
Right.
Every day is a new chance to show the world how phenomenal you can be. Start today with the confidence you get from Gillette Fusion Power Phenom. Fusion Power soothing micropulses help you reduce friction so you barely feel the blades. Try the world's most comfortable shave, Fusion Power.
The best a man can get.
Be careful, Jimmy.
I'm fine, Mom.
I'm bored.
Can you hear me now? Good, because we're going to need 2 rooms with king-size beds and a spa treatment for my wife.
We test our network every day.
Spa treatment, honey.
So you get America's most reliable network, Verizon Wireless. And now get $100 off the touchscreen Voyager.
Escape the everyday with Taco Bell's new Frutista Freeze, a refreshing blend of strawberry and mango flavors that's topped with real strawberries to refresh your day.
Frutista Freeze. Yes, please.
Think outside the bun.
Sports are great for a kid's body. Steroids aren't. They can ruin tendons in legs and arms. Steroids can stunt bone growth and increase the chances of liver cancer, heart attack, and stroke. Steroids don't make great athletes. They destroy them. Talk to your kids. Need help? Get help. Visit drugfree.org.
Kevin Youkilis facing Miguel Bautista here in the bottom of the 4th inning, swinging and fouling off the first pitch for a strike. And the Sun says hit it here, but underneath it says beat LA. And of course, last night after the Red Sox lost 8-0, fans forget in a hurry of that defeat. Let's beat LA in game 2 of that series tomorrow night at the New Garden here in Boston. Fastball missing inside, and it's 1-1.
Well, bring back the good old days of Celtics versus Lakers.
Tell you, it's been a grand time for Boston sports the last several years, not just this year. That pitch is down low. And 2-1 the count to Youkilis, will be followed by Brandon Moss and Kevin Cash. Youkilis has seen his average drop a bit. Still hitting 300. Grounds to short. Betancourt backhands it. Tag is put on by Sexton. And Euclid is retired for out number 1. And here's Jeannie Zelasco with a game break.
More from New York. We saw Mariano Rivera giveth to the Royals and Jorge Posada taketh away. The Yankees answer bottom 9. The man fresh off the DL, tying it up with solo home run. Number 2 on the season. 11 apiece. We sit bottom 9, 1 out.
11-11. That's not even a football score because maybe there's a safety involved on both teams.
Double down.
Yeah. That's another sport. Here's Brandon Moss, the rookie left fielder. Ball 1 outside. Moss fouled out to third his first time up, and on May the 3rd he underwent an emergency appendectomy, went on the disabled list after appearing in 6 games to start the year, and back he came. Somehow the Red Sox dig down deep to their Pawtucket farm club and bring up a pitcher or a hitter who happens to be ready to deliver for whomever at any time.
He can step in and excel.
3 balls and no strikes to Moss. Kevin Cash on deck. Well, you look at that Red Sox lineup this afternoon. Ball 4, and Moss draws a walk. And that's the 3rd walk given up by Bautista. Talked to Terry Francona, the Red Sox manager. Asked him about a lot of the mixing and matching he's had to do with the lineup lately.
We've actually been doing that almost all year. We're fortunate, though. We haven't really felt the effects. You know, Ellsbury or Coco, we've Casey, guys step in and play, and they've done a real good job of playing.
Yeah, but the one guy you can always count on is Manny Ramirez.
Nice swing, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was ugly, wasn't it?
Yeah, we've grown accustomed to that, and hopefully be doing it for a long time, maybe a couple more times today.
Terry, thanks for being with us. Good luck.
Good luck.
My pleasure, guys.
And at Ramirez home run in the 1st inning, the Red Sox had a 2-0 lead just to see it evaporate in the 3rd inning. So we're tied 2-2. Throw to first base, and Moss gets back. 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Red Sox saw their 13-game Fenway Park winning streak snapped by virtue of the loss last night. So Kevin Cash, and the first pitch to him missing inside for ball 1.
5 straight wide ones from Bautista. This might be an opportunity for Terry Francona. Maybe play a little hit and run. Get aggressive.
Lead by Moss. Shot hit to center field. Suzuki back there making the catch for out number 2. Going back to first is Brandon Moss. Well, Fox Sports and Bank of America MLB Banking present Yankee Stadium's greatest baseball moments. 8th inning, Game 1, 1996. ALCS, 12-year-old Jeffrey Myers stuck his glove over the wall and deflected a Derek Jeter fly ball into the stands for a controversial game-tying home run. Yankees went on to win the game and eventually the World Series. To vote for your favorite moment, that will be revealed during the 2008 All-Star Game. And to learn more about Bank of America MLB Banking, log on to foxsports.com, keyword moments. Alex Cora with 2 down and a runner at first base, taking ball 1. So far, the top moments in the voting. Number 1 would be Lou Gehrig's farewell speech. 2, Reggie Jackson's 3 homers in the '77 series. And 3 would be Don Larson's perfect game.
I'm sure all our Boston fans watching are logging in and wanting to make sure they get on the best moments in Yankee Stadium history.
Tell you, Larson's perfect game has to be up there, but you know what? Mr. October being Mr. October, like Manny being Manny. Right up there as well, and of course the emotional Lou Gehrig moment. Here's a shot to left center field. That's going to be a base hit. Trying to cut it off, and bobbling the ball is Ibanez, rounding third. They're going to send Moss home. He will score without a throw, and the Red Sox lead it 3-2. And going into second base is Alex Cora. See whether they rule it a double or a single and an error for Alex Cora.
Gorgeous piece of hitting. The ball stays up, bell tie. Doesn't try to pull it, drives right through it. And then Ibanez can't make the play out there, and that is all it needed. for Moss to score all the way from first. Hit every bag just right. Hit second perfect, hit third perfect, and scored easily.
So the Red Sox take a 3-2 lead, and once again the number 9 hitter coming up for the Red Sox. We talked about how they were third in the major leagues at 277. And there is Moss scoring and Cora on at second base. They'll rule it a double and an RBI. So Cora with only his second run batted into the year. Here's Coco Crisp, 1 for 2 with a single and a stolen base. Bautista, 0-1 pitch outside for a ball, 1-1.
When you had asked Terry Francona about his lineup, and he just says, I've been fortunate. Guys have stepped in when their name's been called, or maybe pulled out of the hat. This time Alex Cora's turn to contribute.
So 2 down, and time called as Bautista steps off the rubber. Well, the Red Sox, we said, coming in with a 24-6 home record. And you see the numbers why. In fact, the interesting aspect to the Red Sox is the fact that on the road they are 6 games under 500 mark. Now there you see what they've done at home, and Terry Francona says, I don't really have a real solid reason why, except that on the road we fall behind on counts at the plate instead of ahead, and that may be a factor. 1-2 to Crisp, and there's a shot hit up the middle for a base hit. Cora will come around and score, and the Red Sox now lead it by a score of 4-2. Crisp with his second hit of the game and his 15th RBI.
Yeah, Coco Crisp. That's a beautiful piece of hitting right there. These Red Sox are just smart hitters. Ball stays up. They don't try to pull that pitch. Hit it where it's pitched and just rip it right past Betancourt at shortstop. They take what the opposing pitcher gives them. They don't try to do too much. They just take what they give you. That's pretty.
So Julio Lugo will come up, and Bautista now has allowed 4 runs on 5 hits. Lugo 0 for 1 with a sacrifice his last time, trying to keep Crisp close. Jacoby Ellsbury, who fortunately the wrist injury not as severe as first thought, was available to pinch run last night and not ready to get back in the lineup, and Terry Francona says possibly Tuesday for Ellsbury's return. And not many players more exciting in the American League right now than that man.
Not your typical Boston Red Sox leadoff hitter.
No, the speed game has played a big role. And looking to bunt, the pitch thrown right at Lugo. So there are a lot of ways to throw against a batter trying to bunt.
Man, that is right at your coconut. Look out, Julio Lugo. That's the thing, you're moving forward when you're going to bunt, and you almost run right into one in your teeth. Well, that could have been ugly.
And Lugo with the infielders back trying to bunt for a base hit with 2 outs. Crisp already with a stolen base, doesn't go. Pitch out. Mariners thought he was running. And the count now 2-0.
Crisp, Ellsbury, they bring speed to the top of the lineup, and I was saying not your typical top of the order. You know, for years it was Wade Boggs at the top of the order. Great hitter, but he and I were about the same when it came to speed.
And a good jump this time by Crisp, and the throw nowhere near in time, and Coco Crisp is in at second with his second stolen base of the game and his 10th of the year.
Now, great jump from Crisp. One chink in the armor for Miguel Bautista. He does not hold runners on well. No chance there for Jojima, and another base runner in scoring position.
Well, they've got the big slugger mark in Ramirez, but without Big Papi in there. And you have Drew in the 3rd slot, Casey in the 5th. You've got to get runs any way you can. And the Red Sox getting him both ways today as Lugo draws the walk. That is the 4th base on balls issued by Bautista. And runners at 1st and 2nd to J.D. Drew.
And they can play small ball. They've got the personnel to play small ball. As you see, the Seattle bullpen starts to get busy.
Mel Stottlemyre, the longtime pitching coach and star pitcher with the Yankees, going to the mound to talk to Bautista, who now has thrown 62 pitches, 21 here in this 4th inning.
He's been burned.
So Dickey warming up for Seattle. R.A. Dickey throwing.
And Bautista's been burned twice now with 2 outs.
Yes.
Just hasn't been able to make the big pitch. And that's just the frustrating thing for these Mariners. It's been this kind of story all year long. You're 1 pitch away from having a 0 up on the board. Instead, twice now, 2 2s go up on the board with 2 outs.
Well, Boys and Girls Clubs of America is the official charity of Major League Baseball, reaching more than 4 million kids worldwide. Together, they create a positive place for kids. And the kids are out in force here at Fenway Park on a gorgeous, if not hot, Saturday afternoon. And the first pitch to J.D. Drew misses inside, and it's ball 1.
And that's that cutter inside that Bautista's got to have if he's going to be successful. Hickox is not giving it to him so far today.
Drew tripled in the first inning and came around on Manny's 2-run home run. That's a strike, 1-1. You know, I don't think the kids mind that it's 92 degrees. You know that?
I think they've been wanting this for a long time here.
2 down, runners at first and second for the Red Sox. 2 runs already in. They've broken the 2-2 tie, and the count now 2-1 to Drew.
And you can see the body language of Miguel Bautista. He's very frustrated that he's not getting that inside corner from Ed Hickox. He knows that's the way he's got to get J.D. Drew out that way. And if he's not getting that pitch, he's in trouble.
There's Chris with the lead at second base. Lugo, who walked, is on at first. Long look. And a strike. Evens the count 2-2 to J.D. Drew, who last week had to sit out the game against the Orioles because of a case of vertigo.
Man, that's kind of scary.
There's the matchup of Bautista and Drew. And a line drive right to Lopez will end the inning, but the Red Sox get 2 runs. And Ichiro will be the leadoff hitter for the Mariners, who once again find themselves 2 runs behind.
Now get a 2008 Chevy Aveo Sedan LS starting at $12,830.
Going over and over, stopping and starting, waking up to go. Lots of guys experience male urinary symptoms due to BPH, also known as an enlarged prostate. But for many guys, prescription Flomax reduces their urinary symptoms due to BPH in 1 week. Only your doctor can tell if you have BPH, not a more serious condition like prostate cancer. Avoid driving or hazardous tasks for 12 hours after your first dose or increase in dose, as a sudden drop in blood pressure may occur, rarely resulting in fainting. If considering cataract surgery, tell your eye surgeon you've taken Flomax. Common side effects are runny nose, dizziness, and decrease in semen. Ask your doctor if Flomax is right for you. For many men, Flomax can make a difference in 1 week.
I guess I'll take it from here. Just don't leak any fluid on me.
The inside of a race car can feel as hot as the Sahara. How does Dale Jr. overcome it? Energy Focus Control. Amp yourself.
I got some breath mints if you want them. I'm just saying.
It's too bad your vehicle's warning signs aren't this easy to spot.
good thing there are Napa Auto Care Centers, where their work is backed by a nationwide 12-month, 12,000-mile peace-of-mind warranty. So once your vehicle's repaired, you can be sure it's going to stay that way. Napa, get the good stuff.
And welcome back to Fenway Park. Dick Stockton along with Mark Grace moving to the 5th inning, and Ichiro Suzuki, who has half of the Mariners' total of 4 hits, bends away from that first pitch, but it's on the inside corner for a strike. An infield hit and then a bunt single by Ichiro. Also has a stolen base to his credit. 1-1 the count to the Mariners' leadoff hitter.
Ichiro starting to get that average up towards somewhat familiar territory. Usually it's up there around 360.
Well, he's 46 points below his career average. Slaps this one foul, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Well, it's time now to answer our Gillette Fusion Power Phenom trivia question. Who's the last American League player to steal 50 or more bases in his rookie season? You're looking at him. Ichiro Suzuki, 50 steals in 2001, and he's on the pace to break his career best. He had 56 in a year. Very steady he is. So Ichiro against Wakefield hasn't done much, below the 200 mark. 2-2 pitch, barely got a piece of that one, Mark.
Got a couple of hits today, and I went over to Japan a couple of times during my career, Dick, and I don't recall any knuckleballers over there. So I wonder if Wakefield's probably the only knuckleballer Ichiro's ever faced.
And there's no way of getting used to it, I guess.
No.
I mean, you can say I faced him for many years. What difference does that make? And he serves it into short left field. And Lugo makes the catch for out number 1. And here again, Jeannie Zolasco with a game break.
Bottom 9th in New York. 2-on-2 out for Johnny Damon, who already has 5 hits on the day. I guess we got to make it 6 now. First Yankees 6-hit game since May 1st, 1996. Gerald Williams did it. The Yankees win. Damon without the facial hair. Gracie, what do you think?
What do you think?
I think that's a pretty good day Johnny Damon just had. 6 hits, including a game winner. Somebody will take him to dinner tonight.
Well, around here, of course, Johnny Damon, a big hero in the 2004 World Championship, as Jose Lopez, 0 for 1 with a walk, fouls it off. And Wakefield's ahead of him 0-2. It's a good thing we don't have a facial hair rule, you know, here in Fox Baseball, Mark. Because
all I'm doing, Dick, I'm just trying to hide as much ugly as I can.
No, you know what? You know that's not the case. And I won't go any farther than that.
Thank you.
1 ball and 2 strikes to Lopez. And a ball hit to second baseman Cora, playing in perfect position and making the play for the second out. So Wakefield has had 2 1-2-3 innings and a chance for another, as Ibanez will be coming up. And there's the handsome visage, as we would say, of Mark Grace.
Yes, it's how many E's in goatee?
4. Mark, this is your second time at Fenway Park.
Second
right?
time,
That's
yeah.
all.
Spent my entire career in the National League, 13 years with the Cubs and 3 years with the Arizona Diamondbacks, and interleague play didn't start mixing up the divisions until 2002, and the Diamondbacks came here to play the Boston Red Sox, who at the time had the best record in all of baseball.
Don't tell me you swept them.
Yeah, actually we did.
You know what? I've heard that already.
But I will tell you this. That was after the Diamondbacks beat the Yankees in the World Series in 01. We got the red carpet treatment here for 3 days from Red Sox fans.
I bet Ibanez should get a red carpet treatment from the Mariner fans that have been starved for runs. His 2-run double in the 3rd inning tied the score after that man Manny Ramirez hit the 2-run homer in the 1st inning. But the Red Sox coming back with 2 runs in the 4th to break the tie. Pop-up hit by Ibanez. Youkilis makes the play, and the 3rd 1-2-3 inning for Wakefield. Manny will lead it off for the Red Sox as we move now to the bottom of the 5th.
Space is infinite, but it's my job to shrink it. I work for an Air and Space Museum, and I take the largest objects in the universe and bring them down in size. So when my doctor said that my going and going could get worse because my prostate was growing, I said, how can we shrink it? He said, Avodart. Avodart is different because over time, it actually shrinks the prostate, so I go less often. Other medicines, they don't treat the cause because they don't shrink the prostate.
Avodart is for men only. Women should not take or handle Avodart due to risk of a specific birth defect. Tell your doctor if you have liver disease. Rarely sexual side effects, swelling, or tenderness of the breasts can occur. Only your healthcare professional can determine if your symptoms are from an enlarged prostate and not prostate cancer, so have regular exams. Ask your doctor about Avodart today. It's your growing problem. It's our job to shrink it. Avodart.
Welcome to America. Everything is in the car as we arranged.
You've reached your final destination.
Surprise, Dad. This Father's Day, don't just buy stuff, do stuff, like surprise your family. Make Dad's day with a Sirius satellite radio or the new Sony NavView GPS for a limited time, only $269.99 from Radio Shack.
Now get 0% APR financing for 60 months on any 2008 Chevy Cobalt.
Fox Saturday Baseball is sponsored by Chevy and American Revolution. Well, Manny Ramirez will lead off for the Red Sox here in the 5th inning. A booming 2-run homer in the first. He walked in the third. Now with 14 homers, 47 runs batted in on the year. Leading off against Miguel Bautista and taking a stride.
Well, a tough customer, Miguel Bautista. He says, heck with it. Here's a fastball down the middle. Strike one.
Manny Ramirez reported on time and was focused from day one for the Red Sox. There's been years that he has taken his time coming to camp, and as a result of his 504th home run today, that's where he stands among the active home run leaders. 1 ball and 1 strike to the Red Sox designated hitter. Ramirez has been nursing a sore hamstring, so he hasn't been able to play the outfield. In fact, took last night off because of the hamstring. And the Red Sox need him as the DH today with their survival lineup, as Terry Francona called it.
So far, so good.
Timely hitting. 2-1 pitch. Popped up, drifting toward the stands on the right side and out of play. So it's now 2-2.
Well, Dick, this is what happens when you miss your spot at the major league level against a superstar hitter. Look where Jojima wants these pitches. Outside. Oh, dear. 3 straight pitches. He missed his spot by a foot and paid a dear price. And that fella got some wind sprints in.
How is Manny Ramirez? And he's getting more airtime than a lot of people on the field today. How does Manny Ramirez get to hit so many home runs without the protection of another hitter, without anyone backing him up? Because, they could pitch around him a lot more than they are.
Well, that's why I was surprised that Bautista even went after him with the success he's had off of him. He didn't go after him the next time. He intentionally walked Manny Ramirez, and then Sean Casey ended up flying out to end the inning. And I think right now Miguel Bautista's like, man, I'm tired of giving up home runs to this guy, so I'm going to be careful with him. But it's just pure talent how he does it without the protection.
Here's the 3-2 pitch. Ball 4 outside, and Manny walks for the second time. And in the dugout, there is Manny with the number 34 for David Ortiz and his own number 24. David Ortiz has a cast on the disabled list on the partially torn tendon in his left wrist, and this is where it happened. It happened on a swing, and great concern for the Red Sox. They say that it would take maybe a month. The cast would come off in 2 weeks, maybe back in a month. Kurt Schilling, who has an opinion on a lot of things, says it's going to be a lot longer than that. But David Ortiz going on the DL is a big blow for the Red Sox. There's no question about it.
Well, evidently Kurt Schilling has messed up a tendon swinging the bat once or twice, huh?
I think so. And
he was a great teammate, but there is the world according to Kurt.
Sean Casey. 2 balls and no strikes. Ortiz with 13 homers and 43 runs batted in. Got off to a real slow start at the plate. Got his average up to 252. There you see his career numbers with the Red Sox, who are 128 games over 500 since he's joined the team. That says it all as a team player.
And also, I'll bet you 75% of those numbers from home runs to RBIs were probably big hits, clutch homers. That's what he brought to this Red Sox lineup.
So there's Dickey again warming up in the Mariner bullpen. Casey with a weak swing on that pitch by Bautista. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, you're just cheating for a fastball in this situation. You're trying to hurry and get to it, and it's a slider, and oh boy, you've overcommitted. And it's a good thing they give you 3 strikes. I know how that swing feels.
I guess you do. You've faced a few in your career. 2-2 pitch and a base hit to right field by Casey. Stroked nicely, and the Red Sox with their 6th hit of the game, 1 on, 2 on with nobody out. And right now for a game break, let's jump out to Jeannie's Alasko in Los Angeles.
Speaking of jumping out, Cubs making more noise in Los Angeles. Top 6 beginning with a bang, courtesy Alfonso Soriano. That one jumped out. Solo home run. He now has 15 homers on the season and 40 RBI. And the Cubs have a 2-0 lead. Top 6 as we jump back to you.
And a team that's jumped out to the best record in the big leagues right now.
Soriano, 40 RBIs in the leadoff spot. That's doing it.
So there is Mel Stottlemyre and John McLaren, the brain trust in the Seattle dugout. R.A. Dickey, who, by the way, also a knuckleball pitcher, has been up several times today for the Mariners. Kevin Youkilis, the batter, 0 for 2 on the day. So the Red Sox looking to stretch their lead. Ramirez on at second, Sean Casey on at first, and a strike to Youkilis.
Now Miguel Bautista hanging by a thread here in the bottom of the 5th. Already a 2-run deficit, 1st and 2nd, nobody out. He's desperately trying to keep his team in the ball game.
And time called, and Richie Sexson going over to talk to the pitcher.
I think he's stalling, trying to get R.A. Dickey a little more time to warm up in the bullpen. Joe West, the second base umpire. Richie, get back out there. It's hot.
Sam Perlazzo, who was the third base coach and the former Oriole manager, now next to McLaren in the Seattle dugout. 0-1 from Bautista, fouled out a play. Good cut that time, and that was a good pitch to hit for Youkilis.
It really was a fastball up and middle in. Fouled it back.
Well, Tuesday, July 15th, join us for the historic night. Baseball's greatest players battle for World Series home field advantage in the house that Babe Ruth built. MLB All-Star Game live from Yankee Stadium, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, beginning with the MLB All-Star Red Carpet Parade only on Fox. Hit into shallow right center field, and giving way, Ichiro making the catch, called off Ballantine. And that's the first out of this 5th inning.
Huge out there for Bautista in Seattle.
So there's 1 out. Runners remain at 1st and 2nd. Brandon Moss coming up to the plate. Brandon Moss, last time up, walked and scored one of the 2 runs in the 4th. Fastball outside, 1-0. So Ramirez, who walked to lead off this 5th inning, advanced on Sean Casey's single. And with 1 out, 1-0 to Brandon Moss. And 2-0 to Moss with Kevin Cash, the catcher, on deck.
Miguel Bautista falling behind now. I would imagine if Moss finds a way to reach base via hit or walk, this will be the last batter of the afternoon for Miguel Bautista.
Red Sox have found the Mariners to be a nemesis team, and now Bautista falls behind 3-0 to Moss. And you wonder how long it'll be before the call goes out to Dickey to come in. They're the two managers. John McLaren, who coached under Lou Piniella 15 years with the Reds, the Tampa Bay Rays. Ball 4, and that'll be all, it appears, as Brandon Moss walks for the second time in as many innings. That will load the bases with 1 out, and that'll be all as Dickey comes in. We'll be right back.
It's too bad your vehicle's warning signs aren't this easy to spot. Good thing there are Napa Auto Care Centers, where their work is backed by a nationwide 12-month, 12,000-mile peace-of-mind warranty. So once your vehicle's repaired, you can be sure it's going to stay that way. Napa, get the good stuff.
Ah, that's what I'm talking about. Hi, I'm Chuck's phone. Chuck can't answer right now because Chuck's an idiot. He doesn't have AT&T, so he's got 0 bars in here. But by all means, keep calling about those basketball tickets you just won. We'll just keep shooting tiny hoops with the townies. Living a dream.
Teardrops! It's falling! It's like the weatherman!
For the best coverage, switch to AT&T. More bars in more places.
Look at it! He's everywhere! He's a machine!
Get the Sony Ericsson slider for only $29.99 and get one free.
XM, the perfect Father's Day gift. 170 channels, including MLB on XM. Every team, every game.
We've all been in tough situations, on the ball field and in life. When I was younger, I was a part of RBI. It stands for Reviving Baseball in Inner Cities.
Everybody bring it in.
It's a place where kids can come together, work together, and play together, so they can handle the tough situations. On the ball field.
RBI on 3 up here. 1, 2, 3.
RBI! And in life. Major League Baseball proudly supports the RBI program.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Office of the Commissioner of Baseball and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent.
Miguel Bautista in the dugout. His work is finished for the day, and with the score 4-2 in favor of the Red Sox. Here is today's relief pitcher profile, brought to you by Zantac. Heartburn, attack it. Zantac. And R.A. Dickey hopes to attack the Red Sox with a knuckleball here, Mark Race.
Yeah, you're Ed Hickok's the home plate umpire. Now you've got 2 knuckleballers you have to deal with. Thanks.
Kevin Cash walked and fly to center and swings at the first pitch and pops it up. Jose Lopez has a beat on it and makes the catch for out number 2. Talked to Mel Stottlemyre, the Mariners pitching coach. I know that's supposed to be a strong point for Seattle this year. I asked him, where does he see the biggest improvement coming from?
Well, you know, I said in spring training, I thought these guys were really capable of putting together a big season altogether. I liked all my 5 starters. So far, we have had little problems. Each one of them has had a little problem here and there. We really haven't got together basically as a team. I still think our pitching is going to bring us out of this and win a lot of ball games toward the second half.
Mel Stottlemyre, one of the greats and a native of the state of Washington, wanted to get back there. Alex Cora takes a call strike. Cora with a huge double to left center field. Bobbled a bit by Ibanez back in the 4th inning. As a run scored as the Red Sox. And there is a ball off the glove of Jojima. And coming into the plate scoring is Ramirez. As the runners advance to second and third. And this will go as a pass ball. Charged to Jojima. And the Red Sox add to their lead. They're now up 5-2.
And we talked about it all afternoon. That's what you get from knuckleballers. They're a wild pitch or a pass ball just waiting to happen. That time, Jojima just clanked it. Back to the screen it goes, and a freebie for Manny Ramirez and the Red Sox.
And you pointed it out. How many times do you get two knuckleballers working in the same game? But runners now at second and third. Casey's at third. Brandon Moss at second. And the count 1-1 to Alex Cora. Big swing and a miss for a strike. And I guess unless you've taken batting practice against Tim Wakefield, how do the Red Sox fare against this kind of a pitcher?
That's exactly right. It's tough to find many batting practice pitchers that throw knuckleballs.
So Cora, who picked up his second RBI of the year, but only up 35 times till this at bat, and the foul tips it on the check swing. It's 1-2.
See the grip of the knuckleball, just digging those fingernails right into it. No spin at all on the ball. Knuckleballers, though, Dick, they'll have a lasting effect for a couple or 3 days. They'll put you in a 3 or 4 day long slump.
1-2, and a foul back. Actually, Dickey converted to a knuckleball pitcher back in 2005 under the tutelage of Charlie Huff when he was with the Texas Rangers. He was the Rangers' 5th starter for a couple of years. Up and down career with Texas before that, and was called up for a second time this year on May 22nd. Here he is trying to snuff out the Red Sox. Fouled off, 1-2 still.
Well, having faced Charlie Huff many times, R.E. Dickey got himself a pretty good mentor teaching the knuckleball. Charlie Huff, he twirled it up there till he was about 47 years old.
And a rangy pitcher at 6'3", 220 pounds. And a jam pitch handled by Lopez. Good pitching there by Dickey. That'll do it, but the Red Sox add to their lead. They're up 5-2.
Can I help you, sir?
It's here to get my driver's license.
Let's see what we got. You have a birth certificate for Mr. Kozowski?
Check.
Eye test?
Pass.
Written test?
Pass.
Drive-in test?
Fail.
Next.
Get more done now. Communicate in less than a second with Nextel Direct Connect. Only on the Now Network.
I get in the truck and it won't start. I figure it's the starter. But when I get to AutoZone, they said let's test it first. Turns out it's just a solenoid switch. Those AutoZone guys saved me a lot of money, and I'll remember that.
What's your equation for healthy living?
I'm a dog-walking, high-fiber, laser-focused one-a-day man.
One-a-day Men's 50+ Advantage is a complete multivitamin with support for prostate and heart health, plus ginkgo for memory and concentration.
It fits my equation better.
Hi, welcome to Progressive.com. How can I help you?
Well, I haven't shopped for car insurance in a while.
And you're worried that you've been paying too much, right?
Yeah. So how can I know I'm getting a good deal?
We can compare your Progressive Direct rate with other top companies.
Wow. Seriously?
Yeah. Look at the deal we just got him.
That's a new pair of shoes.
Yeah, or a big tricked out name tag.
Making sure you get a great deal. Now that's Progressive. Call or click today.
Escape the everyday with Taco Bell's new Frutista Freeze, a refreshing blend of strawberry and mango flavors that's topped with real strawberries to refresh your day.
Frutista Freeze. Yes, please.
Think outside the bun.
You've done your research.
We went on Cars.com, we compared models side by side, and I didn't have to resort to Plan B.
Oh, what's Plan B?
I was gonna have you eat these brownies, which I mixed with a horse laxative.
Excuse me.
My husband kind of has a sweet tooth.
Fox Saturday Baseball is sponsored by Avidard, by Sprint. Get more done with Nextel Direct Connect, only on the Now Network. And by the auto parts experts at AutoZone. Get in the zone, AutoZone. To the 6th inning we go, and Adrian Beltre pops up the first pitch. A play for Kevin Cash, who makes it 1 pitch, 1 out in the 6th for the Mariners.
Well, after your offense goes out and puts another tally on the board, nothing better for Tim Wakefield and the Boston Red Sox than to get a quick out and keep that momentum on your side.
Jose Vidro, switch hitter, and a career .302 hitter. So you look at his average of .222, one of the many Mariners who have underachieved this year. Although John McLaren says there's still a long way to go, and right now I'm just interested in trying to win a series. And he has a chance to do that after winning last night 8-0 behind Felix Hernandez. Not the sharpest he's been, but he beat the Red Sox once again. There's a call strike. 2-1 the count to Vidro, the designated hit.
It's high expectations coming here and win series in Boston. 24-6 at Fenway. Oh, baby.
Swing and a miss.
It just looks so good. Watch where this pitch ends up. It starts about helmet high and ends up at your shoe tops.
Reaching out and a slow hit roller. Lugo on the run, 2 down. And time now for today's AutoZone Strike Zone. You see Bautista, the starting pitcher for the Mariners, threw 85 pitches when he was in there. But look at Tim Wakefield, 16 of 22 first pitch strikes.
Bautista walked too many batters, and that got him in trouble. He sits at a 5-2 deficit.
Richie Sexson offering it the first pitch, fouls it off. He's 0 for 2. Sexson has been an enigma for the Seattle Mariners.
Or at one time one of the best power hitters in the game with the Brewers. And then went to the Diamondbacks in a huge trade. In 3 weeks into his Diamondback career, blew his shoulder out, and that was that.
Two-time
really,
All-Star.
And really hadn't been the same since.
Last 2 years just barely over the 200 mark, 200 average mark. There you see problems he's had.
Still plenty of homers.
2-2. And a foul tip out of the glove of Kevin Cash. I guess when we work together, I have to say average and figure instead of saying the 200 mark, because then I would have to say mark.
Ah, yes, that's true. That's true. You know what? You catch those things, Dick. They just fly right over my head.
Off the glove of Kevin Cash, and a full count now, 3-2 to Richie Sexson. Tim Wakefield has retired 10 hitters in a row. 2 down here in the Mariners' 6th inning. Red Sox leading 5-2. And a fastball, strike 3.
Think he was looking for a knuckleball there.
And a strikeout ends this inning. 1-2-3 for Wakefield.
How do you want to see the game? You want to be closer? Well, this is no ordinary ticket. This is your ticket to baseball heaven in high definition. Sharp Aqua's the official HD TV of Major League Baseball. And with a blazing 4-millisecond response time and a super fast refresh rate, there isn't a shot in the hole or a screamer down the line that won't singe the hair in your nostrils. It will change your baseball-loving life.
Aqua's LCD TV. Change your TV, change your life. Sharp. Every day is a new chance to show the world how phenomenal you can be. Start today with the confidence you get from Gillette Fusion Power Phenom. Fusion Power soothing micropulses help you reduce friction so you barely feel the blades. Try the world's most comfortable shave, Fusion Power.
The best a man can get.
On game day, it's all about performance, drive, and commitment. But off the field, I still need to look like a pro. With a size 42 waist, it's hard to find my size in department stores. That's when I found Casual Male XL.
Shop Casual Male XL, now with sizes starting at a 42-inch waist. Call 866-THINK-XL for a free catalog and get $20 off your first order.
My game plan's still the same, but now it's got a lot more style.
Casual Male XL, life's better when it fits.
Sink your teeth into the official candy bar of Major League Baseball. Baby Root from Nestle. It's loaded with good stuff you can really savor.
The heartburn-stopping strength of Zantac also comes with a refreshing hint of cool mint. Maximum strength Zantac 150 Cool Mint tablets. Heartburn? Attack it. Zantac.
The top 10 couples compete for the first time on the big stage.
Gotta get down and dirty.
Then for the first time, you get to vote.
Brilliant, sexy.
Need we say more?
Spectacular!
So you think you can dance? Wednesday at 8, 7 Central on Fox.
You see the line score. The Red Sox up 5-2. Coco Crisp up for the 4th time. He's the Red Sox leadoff hitter today, and he takes ball 1 from R.A. Dickey. Crisp with singles in his last 2 at-bats. An RBI, 2 stolen bases on the day for Crisp. Good fastball that time by Dickey. So Dickey going to the fastball as Wakefield did to strike out Sexton in the count 1-1.
A little more fastball from Dickey than you get from Wakefield, but not quite established the knuckleball that Wakefield has. Boy, he throws his harder, it looks like, than Wakefield as well.
2-1. R.A. Dickey, 33-year-old, 6th big league season, first with the Mariners, and a call strike. 2-2 now to Coco Crisp. Crisp was mired in a slump, 0 for 23 before he ended it on Monday, and now reaches and strikes out for out number 1 here in the bottom of the 6th. Sounds of the game.
Who are these shadows? Huh? Shadows are bad. It's possible right now.
Tough to see, talking about the shadows, and Ed Hickox after having a conversation with, you can see that pitch, and Richie Sexton was telling Ed Hickox, man, it's tough to see. Between knuckleballs and shadows, tough to be a batter right now.
Julio Lugo with the count 1-0. 0 for 1 officially as the fastball is inside. 2-0 to Lugo. Lay down a sacrifice and walked. 0 for 1 on the day. Broken bat, grounder to shortstop. Betancourt throws out Lugo for out number 2. And here is the in-game box score for the Red Sox, brought to you by Abadar. Told you earlier about the number 9 hitter and how effective he's been for the Red Sox this year. Cora 1 for 3 with an RBI double and a run scored. The big blow early on was Manny Ramirez with his 14th home run, a 2-run shot. Coco Crisp has a couple of hits, and not bad for a lineup as Drew comes up that is missing Ellsbury, Pedroia, Ortiz, Lowell, and Varitek. 5 regulars out of there today.
Pretty impressive.
1-0 to Drew, and it's a strike. Drew with a triple his first time up and scored ahead of Ramirez homer. He's 1 for 3.
Just what a luxury Terry Francona has. Quality players when he needs them.
Hit in the air deep to center field, way back, and a home run. It's a home run as it hit to the right of the yellow marker above the 379-foot mark, right in the corner of those bleachers. And J.D. Drew with a shot to center field has given the Red Sox a 6-2 lead with his 7th homer of the year.
Boy, just short, compact, and some kind of strong is J.D. Drew. Stays right on that back leg nicely and just rips it out of here over the 379 mark.
So J.D. Drew, who has been sensational with the bat as of late, 2 for 4 with a home run and a triple. Manny Ramirez taking ball 1 outside. 2-run homer for Manny in the first inning and has walked twice since. So for the Red Sox, all 6 of their runs today have come after 2 are out.
And that will drive a manager goofy.
2-0 to Ramirez. So that's why, and you said it at the outset, why the Red Sox, who have had all kinds of problems this year, opening up 3 different countries, all the injuries they've had, big people, Ortiz, Beckett, Lowell, Matsusaka, managed to win, and you really hit the nail on the head, and they're doing it today with this kind of lineup.
Well, you've got depth, too, when you're talking about the Boston Red Sox. You've got guys, they might not be household names, but Terry Francona knows just what they can bring and how often they can bring it. I think Manny was trying to hit one there. What do you think?
Trying to go for 505 on that one. 3 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs to Manny Ramirez. Red Sox 6-2 over the Mariners. And that'll do it. 2 big home run type cuts. And that'll do it. 2 strikeouts, but with 2 out. Red Sox have done it with 2 out all day. J.D. threw with a mammoth homer to center field. 6-2 the score.
You're watching Major League Baseball on Fox.
When you need collision repair done right, without the weights and the hassles, call Maine Collision Center, your main source for collision repair. Owners John and Kevin Stevens take the hassle out of collision repair, dealing directly with your insurance company and being there for you throughout. And the Maine Collision Center team of collision repair specialists guarantee the right person for the right job every time. For high-quality collision repair without the weights and the hassles, call Maine Collision Center. For over 20 years, your main source for collision repair.
There's an accident in this country every 5 seconds. Allstate thinks that's too often. Now, for each year you go without having one of these, you'll get $100 off your deductible. It's called Deductible Rewards. It's time to make the world a better place to drive. It's Allstate, Stand. Are you in good hands?
The Jacobs Agency, Allstate Insurance Company, 609 Hammond Street, Bangor. Call Paul Jacobs at 990-5008.
Hey Dad, you need new quality jewelers commercial.
Do you have any ideas?
Well, since you asked. Wait a minute. If I buy these diamond earrings for someone, you'll credit me the full price towards a bigger pair years from now when I have a job?
Yes.
Even if they're just a little bigger?
Definitely.
Dad, that's a no-brainer.
Camping is about freedom and the ability to go anywhere you want. It's about making new friends and having fun. It's about family and building lifelong memories. Start your adventure on the open road with a stop at Harvey RV's new showroom on Elder Broadway in Bangor. The staff at Harvey RVs are friendly and knowledgeable to help you find the RV or camper that's right for your family at the best possible price. A wide selection, great prices, and expert service. Your new adventure is waiting for you at Harvey RVs, 2992 Elder Broadway in Bangor.
You're watching WFVX Fox Bangor.
Fox Saturday Baseball here. The Mariners trailing the Red Sox 6-2. Vladimir Valentin leading off and taking ball 1 from Tim Wakefield. The bottom third of the Mariners order. Valentin, Jojima, and Betancourt, the hitters. And a shot pulled down the left field line and out of play. Wakefield has retired the last 11 batters he's faced.
After a little stub of his toe in the top of the 3rd inning, he has absolutely dominated these Seattle Mariners. Only 4 hits given up here through 6+.
Trying to even his season's mark at 4-4. Big cut and a miss for Betancourt. And it's a ball and 2 strikes. 0 for 2 for Valentin, I should say, who has twice hit the ball to Kevin Youkilis. Got a piece of that one. Pull this one out of play.
Well, you just can't wait long enough for these butterflies to come up there. Most of the solid contact today off of Wakefield has been foul.
And a new baseball for Tim Wakefield. Red Sox with another young pitcher, Justin Masterson, who's 2-0, scheduled to pitch tomorrow against Eric Bedard, as Mel Stottlemyre has made a little switch. Actually, I thought Washburn was going to go tomorrow and Bedard on Monday, but we'll check that out for you fans that like to keep the log going. Meanwhile, the Red Sox have bullpen activity. Craig Hansen, who's improved greatly as of late, throwing in the bullpen. 3-2 to Ballantine. Strikes out.
Wow.
That is the 6th strikeout for Wakefield. And now 12 in a row set down.
Oh, what a pitch. There it is, and just gone. That's a 3-2. Big old roundhouse knuckleball.
And Pepsi, the official soft drink of MLB, proud to present the main nominees for the Pepsi Clutch Performer of the Month award. Lance Berkman, what a year he's having. Ryan Ludwig of the Cardinals.
And Carlos Quentin of the Chicago White Sox.
Be sure to vote for the Pepsi Clutch Performer of the Month by logging on to PepsiClutch.com. Jojima taking a strike, and the count is even to the Mariners catcher, 1-1. He's 0 for 2 and struck out in the 2nd inning.
And Tim Wakefield is officially dealing.
And he's giving the Red Sox much needed innings to protect that bullpen. Thrown 102 pitches. But he's dispatched the Mariners solidly, setting them down in order in the 4th, 5th, and 6th innings. After getting the last 2 outs in the 3rd, after the Mariners scored their only 2 runs, and getting Ballantine on strikes to start the 7th. 2-2 pitch lifted into center field. The chase, and it'll drop for a base hit as Jojima gets a base hit. So Wakefield retired 12 in a row before that base hit by Jojima with 1 out. Tuesday, July 15th, join us for a historic night. Baseball's greatest players battle for World Series home and field advantage in the house that Ruth built. It's the MLB's All-Star Game live from Yankee Stadium, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, beginning with the MLB All-Star Red Carpet Parade only on Fox. And only the way Fox can cover an All-Star game. Unparalleled for a guy that's been watching All-Star coverage for a lot of years.
It's going to be an epic event.
And Betancourt fouls off the first pitch for a strike. Jojima on at first base with the 5th hit of the game by Seattle. Betancourt has 1 of them. He's 1 for 2. Grounded into the hole, backhanded by Lugo. They get 1 for the first double play. First double play of the game, and that will end the 7th as the Red Sox come up in the home 7th, leading 6-2.
Sure, a lot's changed over the years, but you two do have a groovy thing going on. Don't let erectile dysfunction get in the way. Viagra has been proven to help men with all degrees of ED. America's most prescribed ED treatment is marking its 10th anniversary. Want to learn more? The facts are there to greet you at Viagra.com. Ask your doctor if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Don't take Viagra if you take nitrates for chest pain, as it may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Side effects may include headache, flushing, upset stomach, and abnormal vision. To avoid long-term injury, seek immediate medical help for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. Stop taking Viagra and call your doctor right away if you experience a sudden decrease in vision or hearing. Ask your doctor if Viagra is right for you.
What the? You guys okay?
We're trapped, and there's 7 of us. There's no way we'll fit in there.
There's room for 8.
Oh, forget it. We have too many beverages.
There's like 12 cup holders in here.
But what about this bison?
That thing got my blood a-boiling. Well, it's probably just the seat warmer.
Seating for 8. Ride Ready. The new Pilot, only from Honda.
And Pinilla's out to argue.
What a great call! You're doing a fantastic job, but people expect me to come out here and be upset, so I'm gonna kick some dirt. You understand? Yeah, I understand that. Well, lately I've been feeling happy and content. Yeah, you seem different.
Lou is really giving it to him.
You better kick me out of this game. I've got a reputation to uphold. Fine, you're out of here! Say hello to the missus.
I will. You do the same. Drinking water makes you feel better and a lot less irritable. So make your body happy. Drink Aquafina.
Fox Saturday Baseball is sponsored by Viagra, by Aquafina, the official water of Major League Baseball, and by DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you've got to get DirecTV. And the beautiful view of Fenway Park on a 90-degree day as Julio Lugo, who had been struggling with 12 errors coming into this one, a sparkling one here.
Oh, beautiful job going to his right, and the slick turn there by Cora to get Betancourt. And that's just a beautiful play. All his momentum going the other way, and how quick was that turn from Cora? Yeah, I don't blame you, Tim Wakefield.
So the Red Sox getting it done behind Wakefield as Sean Casey leads off against R.A. Dickey, the second Mariner pitcher of the day, and takes a call strike. Casey 1 for 3, single to right his last time. Breaking pitch fouled at the plate, and the count no balls and 2 strikes.
Well, Dick, I don't know about you, but we've witnessed about 200 knuckleballs this afternoon. I'm going to have nightmares.
Well, at least you don't have to go up and face a knuckleball pitcher.
That's the one good thing.
Oh, 0-2 pitch. No balls and 2 strikes to Casey. Red Sox scoring all of their 6 runs after 2 are out in the first inning, the 4th inning, and single runs in the 5th and 6th. That pitch is inside 1-2. Sean Casey, good pickup by the Red Sox after playing the last 2 years with the Detroit Tigers. Career .301 hitter and a 3-time All-Star. Began his career with Cincinnati. And the ball hit over Dickey, handled by Betancourt, and there's 1 gone here in the 7th inning. And here is today's game summary brought to you by Nextel Productivity. And it was Manny Ramirez who smashed a home run over the Green Monster seats in the first inning to give the Red Sox a 2-0 lead. Then Raul Ibanez tied it up with a 2-run double in the 3rd. And since then it's been all Red Sox, including a 2-run homer, or a solo home run by J.D. Drew in the 6th. Kevin Youkilis 1-0 to him. Line drive left field, charging and trapped by Ibanez, and Youkilis is aboard. And the Red Sox with a 1-out single, and the crowd yelling "Uke." First hit in 4 tries for him.
That ball was hit in on the hands. A terrific effort out there by Ibanez. Can't come up with it, but you know, here's a team 17 games under 500. You're on the road. You're down 4 runs. Bottom of the 7th. You're still giving effort like that, and that's what you want to see if you're John McLaren. You don't want to see your guys cashing it in.
Well, he feels the team has played hard, but you know, once one thing goes wrong, every aspect of the club is down. And the thing is that this is a good roster. You talked about that before. And if you have some great players in the minor league system, bring them up. If you have players you want to get rid of them and build for next year. But Seattle, picked by many people, they won 88 games last year.
They were a very good team last year.
So they're just having a bad year. That happens.
And that's exactly right, Dick. You and I have talked about it. Sometimes you just chalk it up to a bad year. Nothing goes right.
There you see some of the faces of the Mariners in the field. Brandon Moss with the count 0-1. Slowly hit to the right side. Lopez underhands it for the 2nd out. Youkilis to 2nd. Jeannie Zelasco with a game break. She's first.
Gentlemen, a fight has broken out in the Fox dugout. Kevin Kennedy is forcing me to say this. In a production meeting earlier today, he had a feeling that Mr. Kemp was going to go off. So there's the 3-run home run. Carlos Zambrano gave up 5 earned runs in the 7th. He is not happy. He is not happy. Bottom 7, 7-3 Dodgers.
Jeannie feels that Zambrano wasn't happy, Mark.
Yeah, Big C was wearing a cooler out. He's not used to giving up 7 runs.
Kevin Cash 0 for 2 with a base on balls. Red Sox with 2 outs here in the 7th inning. Youkilis on at second base, leading 6-2. They have out-hit the Mariners 8-5. Cash has been up now 59 official times. Lead by Youkilis. And a strike, 2-1. Miguel Bautista started for the Mariners today, worked 4 1/3 innings, gave up 6 hits, 5 runs, 4 were earned, walked 6 batters and struck out 1 and allowed the home run to Manny. Manny Ramirez with number 14. Popped up, Jojima near the barrier, makes the catch to retire the side. And that's the end of the 7th inning here in Boston. And right now, here's Ginny Zelasco in Los Angeles.
Welcome to the DirecTV Game Break, sponsored by DirecTV, the best way to watch sports, best way to take this in. Buckle up, Royals, Yankees. We're picking up top 7. Seesaw affair. Jose Guillen break the 6-all tie with a 2-out grand slam. Lead goes back and forth, and then it's Jorge Posada back from the land of the disabled with 1 out in the 9th. Home run tied it up again, but it is Johnny Damon with the final say. 2 outs in the 9th. Oh, by the way, his 6th hit of the day. Yankees get the 12-11 victory. This has been the DirecTV Game Break.
Fact is, sports fans are switching to DirecTV because they have hands down the most sports in HD. What we need is a distraction. Wow! Look who's right on time. Anywhere between 10 and 2, it's Cable's Bikini Installers.
This is crazy.
I know. How has no one thought of this yet?
No gimmicks, just more TV for your money. Call 1-800-DIRECTV.
Yo, Pasta Hut.
Pasta Hut! Pasta from Pizza Hut?
That's right. Now Pizza Hut delivers Toscani pastas. So call or order online to get pasta from Pizza Hut. Get grilled flavor like never before. New Ultimate Grilled Pizzas only from Pizza Hut. Savor premium grilled steak, tender chicken, or grilled veggies, all on a Pizza Hut pizza. Get a medium now for just $10.99. America's favorite pizza. Pizza Hut. Order online.
Hello, I'm a Mac. And I'm a PC. Well, Mac, Vista's got me feeling down, so I've written a little song called the Vista Blues.
Oh, I'd love to hear that sometime. I have to...
So many users are leaving me, and they ain't coming back. Vista's got issues, and it's so glitchy. They're leaving me for Mac.
Nice touch.
It's the 5-minute challenge. Trigger Spray versus new Roundup Pump and Go sprayer. With up to 5 minutes of continuous spray, Pump and Go kills weeds, not your hands. New Roundup Pump and Go. Hard on weeds, easy on you.
Red Sox leading 6-2, and Tim Wakefield finished for the day. A terrific pitching performance, giving way to Craig Hansen, who has pitched well for the Red Sox as of late, has worked 4 2/3 scoreless innings in his last 4 games. So the right-hander who pitched his college ball at St. John's University in New York. First pitch to Ichiro. Mike Lowell goes into third base, and Kevin Youkilis, who was at third, moves over to first base. So Youkilis back at his normal position, and Mike Lowell, not playing today, is at third. A line drive to right field and a base hit for Ichiro. So 3 for 4 on the day for Ichiro, and his first hit to the outfield.
And Ichiro saying, finally something straight coming in here. Hard fastball right down the middle, and Ichiro just, that's way too good a pitch for Ichiro to hit. You wouldn't teach it that way, but boy, does it work for him, Ichiro Suzuki.
And of course, with the Mariners down 6-2, don't know what the strategy would be. They need base runners as Jose Lopez takes ball 1 from Hansen. Lopez 0 for 2 with a walk.
Well, Hansen, a hard thrower, but he can't get wild. He's walked 7 batters in just 14 innings. That's way too many. And that's the one way that this team can get back in the game, Seattle, if you give them free passes.
That pitch is up high. So it's 2 balls and no strikes. So Hansen falling behind here after Suzuki Single to start the inning. Raul Ibanez, who has driven in both Mariner runs with a double back in the third inning, waits on deck. So the heart of the order coming up here for Seattle, and a chance to do some damage to get back in the game. That's in there for a strike. 2-1. Hansen called up for the second time on May the 5th. And pitched well at AAA with a 1.62 earned run average and 11 appearances. Spent all of last year at AAA. Line shot foul, and it's now 2-2. Last year, one of the big secrets to the Red Sox, and maybe not so much secret, Mark, was their bullpen and the middle relief and the pitchers leading up to Jonathan Papelbon to close it out. This year, the bullpen is solid a little bit more lately, but they have had their moments where they have not produced. Slow roller to second base, and they get the force. Alex Cora handled it well because the ball was not hit hard, and you have Ichiro on the base paths, but they got him at second on the force.
Well, it's a bit of a risky play from Alex Cora with a 4-run lead in the 8th, but the one thing that does is keeps the double play in order. But a bit of a risk, but a risk that certainly a veteran like Cora's made many times.
Well, in many quarters, you would hear with a 4-run lead in the 8th, get the sure out.
Take the out, exactly. You'll give 90 feet for outs.
Ibanez looks at a fastball up and in. 2-run double now. Ibanez with 39 runs batted in. 1 for 3 on the afternoon. 6 hits by Seattle. 3 of them coming in that 2-run third inning. And then Tim Wakefield retired 12 in a row.
Well, he was terrific here this afternoon. Once again, Hansen falling behind 2-0.
You mentioned Wakefield, who came in with a career record of 3-9 against the Mariners, the worst record he had against any team in the big leagues. So this is a timely pitching performance for Wakefield as Hansen delivers the strike. 2-1 to Ibanez.
Well, and also it really just turned around any possible bad momentum you had from an 8-0 loss the night before to Seattle. If there was any hangover at all, Wakefield took good care of that.
Broken bat and a high pop up to the middle of the diamond, and handled by Cora for out number 2. And one of the great icons in sports, and you'd have to say news broadcasting, passed away earlier today. Jim McKay passed away at the age of 86. The only broadcaster ever to win an Emmy in both news and sports. He hosted 12 Olympic Games. You all remember the wide world of sports, the Triple Crown of racing as well. And Jim McKay once said, "I'm talking to one person in the audience. That's when I'm making my communication with." His beloved wife Margaret was the woman that he was talking to all the time. And Jim McKay, one of a kind, passes away at the age of 86 today.
He'll be missed.
Lugo getting the force to retire the side, and so Hansen gets the job done. We go to the bottom of the 8th, 6-2 Boston.
Going over and over, stopping and starting, waking up to go. Lots of guys experience male urinary symptoms due to BPH, also known as an enlarged prostate. But for many guys, prescription Flomax reduces their urinary symptoms due to BPH in 1 week. Only your doctor can tell if you have BPH, not a more serious condition like prostate cancer. Avoid driving or hazardous tasks for 12 hours after your first dose or increase in dose, as a sudden drop in blood pressure may occur, rarely resulting in fainting. If considering cataract surgery, tell your eye surgeon you've taken Flomax. Common side effects are runny nose, dizziness, and decrease in semen. Ask your doctor if Flomax is right for you. For many men, Flomax can make a difference in 1 week.
This is one I want. Cars.com had me prepared before I came in. Smart. Yeah, otherwise I was gonna have to go with plan B.
What's plan B?
Oh, I was gonna have you fight Glondor in a Stone Circle death match. You should definitely step outside the circle to avoid any confusion.
How do you want to see the game? You want to be closer
Well, this is no ordinary ticket. This is your ticket to baseball heaven in high definition. Sharp Aqua's the official HD TV of Major League Baseball. And with a blazing 4-millisecond response time and a super fast refresh rate, there isn't a shot in the hole or a screamer down the line that won't singe the hair in your nostrils. It will change your baseball-loving life.
Aqua's LCD TV. Change your TV, change your life. Sharp.
It's a whole new neighborhood. Just ask our neighbors. For them, we've raised the bar on salads. With Applebee's signature salads you won't find anywhere else. Like California shrimp salad. Seared shrimp on buttery bib lettuce with crispy bacon, fresh avocado, and grape tomatoes. Here's to one amazing salad. Only at Applebee's. It's a whole new neighborhood.
Fox Saturday Baseball is sponsored by Flomax, by Sharp Aquas, LCD TVs, official HD TV of Major League Baseball, and by Applebee's. It's a whole new neighborhood. And the Mariners will post their third pitcher of the game. Mark Lowe celebrating his 25th birthday today.
Well, happy birthday, Mark Lowe.
And the first pitch fouled off by Alex Cora for strike one. So Mark Lowe spent much of last year on the disabled list with elbow surgery. Facing Cora, the number 9 hitter, who has a run-scoring double back in the 4th inning. It'll be Cora, then the top of the Red Sox order. Call strike. And it's 0-2 to Cora. And the chants emanate from Fenway Park, beat LA. So maybe they feel they've already dispatched the Mariners today, and now they focus their attention. You know, they got another game against Seattle tomorrow afternoon before tomorrow night's game. Sharply hit into the hole and over the glove of Jose Lopez. It was hard hit, but Lopez should have made that play, I would think.
I'm wondering, Dick, if that ball might have hit the cut of the grass in the dirt and maybe hopped over his glove.
Well, they rule it a hit. You are right.
It may.
You are
looked
absolutely
like it took
right.
A big hop right there because it hit that cut.
Because he would have made the play.
I agree.
You're absolutely right. So that bad hop, that inopportune spot right at the mark of the dirt in the outfield grass. So Cora's aboard with his second hit. Nobody out to Coco Crisp, who has 2 hits today, and he takes ball 1. So Crisp 2 for 4. There's the lead by Cora. Foul at the plate, and it's 1-1. So Mark Lowe aboard, native of Houston, Texas. His 3rd year with the Mariners. Got a chance to be the Mariners closer with J.J. Putz on the disabled list in early April. And there you see the fans, great Boston fans, have had a lot to cheer about. There's a snap throw to first. Safe. Just getting back was Cora on that pitch in tight to the switch hitting Crisp.
That's a nice play. Even down by 4, not cashing it in from his knees. And Richie Sexton just a shade late with the tag.
And very close at first base. Count to Crisp is 2-1. And a drive to left field, and the catch is made. Throw to first base, not in time. Ballantine coming on and making a fine play. And Cora gets back to first base. And here is today's game summary, brought to you by Flomax. And Tim Wakefield with a 2.05 earned run average in his last 3 starts. And the Mariners, that's been their problem. Runners in scoring position, 1 for 7 today, Mark.
Just can't get the big hit. Got one big hit from Ibanez today, but a lot of guys left on base, and that's just the frustrating thing with being a Mariner these days. Just haven't been able to get the big hit all year.
Jonathan Papelbon is up throwing in the Red Sox bullpen. Score 6-2. Not a save opportunity for the Red Sox at this point, and for Papelbon. Fastball inside, and it's 1-0. There is Jonathan Papelbon.
He's got his game face on. He's going in, I have a feeling.
Lugo, the batter. 0 for 2 with a sacrifice and a base on balls. And a drive hit to right field, and that will drop in front of Valentine. Stopping at second base is Cora. So Lugo, who's been aboard twice today, and the Red Sox with runners at first and second with one out. And J.D. Drew set to come up.
J.D. Drew has hammered 4 balls today. He's homered, he's tripled, he's lined out to short and lined out to second.
And Manny Ramirez to follow. So Drew with 2 extra base hits continues his sizzling hitting for the Red Sox. Takes a fastball for a call strike. Red Sox have at least 1 hit in every inning except for the second inning.
And Dick, I think it's safe to say that a lot more are going to be put on the shoulders of J.D. Drew, especially in the middle of the order now with Ortiz out. He's that one big left-handed bat now you can trust.
Second year with the club, and last year really kind of spent the year just getting adjusted
exactly
to the Boston scene. And a base hit to right field. Holding up was Lugo. They're going to wave in Cora. The throw going to third base, not in time. And so J.D. Drew with a 3-hit game, 2 RBIs, knocks in the 7th run of the game for the Red Sox.
Now this is what great hitters do with pitches right down the middle. Rip them for base hits and RBIs. Boy, he has swung the bat so well this afternoon. And when J.D. Drew gets hot, folks, he could be one of the best players in baseball.
And you remember, as John McLaren looks on in dismay as the Mariners getting back to their trailing ways. Remember, J.D. Drew replaced Trot Nixon, the very popular right fielder for the Red Sox last year. Here's Manny Ramirez. 1-0, the pit count to him. Manny with a 2-run homer in the first. He's walked twice and in the 5th inning. Now the crowd shifts from Beat LA to Manny. They're very flexible here as Ramirez fouls it out of play, and the count 1-1. And this game-changing play is brought to you by Sharp Aquas LCD TVs, the official HD TV of Major League Baseball. That was Manny Ramirez, 2-run homer in the first inning. Sharp Aquas, change your TV, change your life.
And just what a tone Manny Ramirez set this afternoon with that bomb.
And you're right, really right. It's a great way to put it, Mark, because the Red Sox coming in this game, they have Ortiz out. They're not playing. We mentioned, Ellsbury's been hurt. Varitek, Lowell is out of action, and they needed a big bat from someone. And Manny gave them the 2-run homer in the first inning, and the Red Sox never trailed.
Never trailed, and really have been in command of this game just about from start to finish.
2-1 pitch, and a swing and a miss, 2-2. Mark Lowe, the third pitcher. Bautista gave up 5 runs, 4 earned. R.A. Dickey gave up a run in 2 2/3 innings. And Lowe has been touched here in the 8th inning for a run. 2-2 to Manny Ramirez. Runners at first and third. Red Sox with a 5-run lead. And the count goes full. There's Mike Lowell, who came in as a defensive replacement last inning, and he would be next for the Red Sox if Ramirez can keep it alive. Third in the American League with the most hits with 2 strikes. Gets a piece of that and stays alive.
Well, that's a great split finger there from Lowe, and just Manny Ramirez has the ability to foul those pitches off rather than swing and miss them. Most sluggers are going to swing and miss that pitch and strike out. Instead, Manny Ramirez has the ability to foul that pitch off, and he might get the mistake here that he wouldn't have got had he struck out.
So Lugo's at third. Drew, the runner at first. The 3-2 pitch inside, ball 4, and Ramirez walks for the third time today, and Mel Stottlemyre comes out of the dugout to talk to Mark Lowe. Left-hander warming up in the Mariner bullpen.
Well, birthday hadn't been kind professionally so far for Lowe. 3 base hits and a walk here, and only 1 out.
And Jacoby Ellsbury, who was available to run last night, will run for Manny Ramirez now at first base. So here's Ellsbury. And Mike Lowell coming to the plate. So here is Lowell at the plate. And Ellsbury at first, the pinch runner. The bases are loaded with 1 out. Fouled off. Here was that injury Thursday. Jacoby Ellsbury making a terrific catch, but watch the wrist, the right wrist folded over right there, and came out of the game.
And good news, he's on
right
first base.
Here is the 0-1 pitch to Lowell, in tight, 1-1. Ryan Rowland-Smith warming up in the Mariner bullpen with the bases loaded and 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. And Mike Lowell with an opportunity here. Lugo's at third, Drew at second, and Ellsbury, the pinch runner, at first. It's 2-1.
These Red Sox, they just don't let you up for air. They get you down and they continue to beat on you, continue to score, just into submission.
2-1 to Lowell, and a fair ball down the left field line into the corner, and 2 runs will score, and they're going to hold Ellsbury at third. Into second with a 2-run double is Mike Lowell, and the Red Sox now lead 9-2. So the Red Sox delivering with men on base, and Lowell now with 29 runs batted in.
Fastball running in, and really Lowell does a beautiful job of cutting that ball off and ripping it by a diving Beltran. And just more of the same, and the route is on.
And Lugo and Drew score, and a new pitcher will be coming in for the Mariners. We'll take a break. Red Sox leading by 7.
Sink your teeth into the official candy bar of Major League Baseball. Baby Root from Nestle. It's loaded with good stuff you can really savor.
I get in the truck and it won't start. I figure it's the starter. But when I get to AutoZone, they said let's test it first. Turns out it's just a solenoid switch. Those AutoZone guys saved me a lot of money, and I'll remember that.
Can I help you, sir?
It's here to get my driver's license.
Let's see what we got. You have a birth certificate for Mr. Kozowski?
Check.
Eye test?
Pass.
Written test?
Pass.
Drive-in test?
Fail.
Next.
Get more done now. Communicate in less than a second with Nextel Direct Connect. Only on the Now Network.
There are people out there who have the power to go anywhere.
You think you're the only one?
They're called jumpers. And on Tuesday, you can watch them on Panasonic's new Viera HD TVs. Bring everything together like never before. Panasonic Viera, the new visual era. Jump into action. With Jumper on DVD and Blu-ray High Def Tuesday. Panasonic, ideas for life.
Where can you find me? At the intersection of my new life and my new lifestyle. Driving.
Wheatgrass?
Yeah, have a sip.
Change the scenery? A State Farm agent will be there to help you get the right coverage at a great price.
You know that place where there's never a rain delay? I am so there.
Call, click, or visit and start saving today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
What's this? It's wheatgrass. So what do you think of my screenplay?
What's your equation for keeping healthy?
I'm a chin-upping, baseball-playing, gotta-take-care-of-me, one-a-day man.
One a Day Men's, the only complete multivitamin with more selenium for prostate health.
It fits my equation better.
A view from the Green Monster seats, and a great view indeed from there. The Red Sox leading 9-2, and Ryan Roland Smith, left-hander, coming in, the fourth pitcher of the game, facing Kevin Youkilis. Runners at second and third with one out after Lowell knocked in two with a double and a timeout. A beach ball, which did not look the size of one of Tim Wakefield's knuckleballs today. Did it?
That's usually a Dodger Stadium thing, beach ball delays.
Youkilis 1 for 4, singled his last time. Infield is playing in for a play at the plate. Fastball and a strike to Youkilis.
Ryan Roland Smith has been one of the dependable relievers for John McLaren.
Pitched one inning last night, gave up a hit and struck out a batter. Foul ball into the dugout and out, and that sent a lot of the Mariners scrambling. No balls and 2 strikes. That's the last thing they need with the plight of this team.
That's Sam Perlazo.
Yep. Is to have a shot into their dugout. Youkilis, who started the game at third base and then switched over to first when Lowell came in, and Lowell delivered at the plate. That's outside, 1-1. There's Jacoby Ellsbury and Mike Lowell on the base paths. Ellsbury returning to action just a couple of games after going out with that wrist injury. And a base hit to left field. They were playing Youkilis in left center field was Ibanez. 2 runs will score easily. And sailing into second is Kevin Youkilis. So back-to-back doubles, driving in 2 runs apiece for Lowell and Youkilis, and the Red Sox now have a lead of 11-2.
Well, this is a changeup from Roland Smith. Boy, that's just a nice job. Watch the head stay right down, and he swings through the ball, not to the ball. That is why Youkilis is a tremendous hitter year in and year out. Just so simple, yet so nice.
Here's Brandon Moss. Gets jammed and pops this one up to the left side, and it's Yuniesky Betancourt, the shortstop, and that'll be out number 2. And Kevin Cash will come up as the number 9 hitter for the Red Sox here in the 8th inning. Cash 0 for 3, walked his first time up. Red Sox with 6 extra base hits today. 3 doubles, a triple, and a home run. And Roland Smith, first pitch fouled back by Cash, 0-1.
I guess it's safe to say that well, Terry Francona's lineup has certainly survived and then some today.
Yeah, that's what he called it, a survival lineup, to the tune of 11 runs on 13 hits, 6 extra base hits, 2 home runs. And the Red Sox batting around here in the 8th inning, having scored 5 times. So the first 2 games of this series have been nothing short of blowouts. 8-0 favor the Mariners last night, and 11-2 here in the bottom of the 8th here. 1-2 now to Cash.
A good change up there from Roland Smith. Not much stress in that Boston dugout right now when you've got a huge lead late.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Cash. Foul tipped into the glove of Jojima, and that will be the strikeout to end the inning. But 5 more runs for the Red Sox, and the Mariners come up in the top of the 9th, trailing by 9.
Consistency pays off in business, travel, and baseball. Isn't that right, Cal? That's right.
What is Cal Ripken Jr. doing here?
Consistency earned him the nickname the Iron Man.
What will consistently staying at the Holiday Inn get me?
It could get you official MLB merchandise and tickets.
Could it get us all nicknames?
Like what?
Mrs. Ripken Jr.?
Bob.
Snake Eyes?
Really?
The more you stay, the more you earn. Holiday Inn.
You know, I'm not trying to micromanage your finances, but I will tell you that my E-Trade savings account earns 6 times the national average. So, you know, it's funny. You know, I mean, the boys are talking about what to do with all this extra coin. I was like, I'm renting a clown. And I did. That Bobo here. And I really underestimated the creepiness.
Earn 6 times the national average with max rate savings. There are 1,000 new accounts a day at E-Trade.
Sink your teeth into the official candy bar of Major League Baseball. Baby Ruth from Nestle. It's loaded with good stuff you can really savor.
I get in the truck and it won't start. I figure it's the starter. But when I get to AutoZone, they said let's test it first. Turns out it's just a solenoid switch. Those AutoZone guys saved me a lot of money, and I'll remember that.
All right, firefighters, settle down. How about the budget?
Balance it.
And the taxes?
1 page or less.
Anyone want better roads?
We do.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Done. A lot of paper to tell us we need clean water. Need clean water, guys? All right, this is the easiest job I've ever had. We're out of here.
Get more done now. Communicate with groups in less than a second with Nextel Direct Connect. Only on the Now Network.
Can I take your order, please?
Yo. What's up, Stephanie? How you doing today? 89 cents is what we're gonna pay. Say hello to Bobby. He's in the back seat.
Steph, give me something big.
With a bunch of beef. 89 cent cheesy double beef burrito.
This is the jam.
And with the Red Sox leading 11-2, getting the big inning to break it open earlier, but 5 runs in the 8th. Jonathan Papelbon getting some work and coming in now. Third pitcher of the game, last pitched on Tuesday, earned his 17th save. Struck out 2 against the Tampa Bay Rays in the 1 inning. Ranks 3rd in the league with his 17 saves. Facing Willie Bloomquist, pinch hitting for Jose Vidro, and the first pitch, ball 1.
What a powerful arm and what great stuff Papelbon has. And you also have to beat him with the bat. Only 3 walks in 27 innings.
Broken bat, ground ball, second base. Cora to Youkilis, and there's dropped.
Well, you don't see that.
No, you don't. In
Youkilis.
fact, Youkilis had an incredible string of errorless games for a while.
I think he's going to pick one up there.
An error charge to Kevin Youkilis on this.
He just flat out missed it.
Took his eye off the ball, it appeared, Mark.
That's probably what happened.
Something you never did.
Just trying to find the bag with his feet and trying to find the ball with his glove. And
you hear me? Something you never did.
Oh, trust me, I dropped a few of those as well.
First error in 233 consecutive games for Kevin Youkilis.
And wouldn't you know it, it's probably the easiest play he'll have all year.
Miguel Cairo pinch hitting for Richie Sexson, and Bloomquist goes to second. No stolen base, defensive indifference.
How do you write that down in the scorebook? Defensive indifference.
DI, and you know when we were back at Fort Dix, drill instructor.
There you go. I'm not a big fan of that called defensive indifference.
I know, but that's what they right now. That's what they call it. Right. 0-1 to Cairo, and he fouls it off. Cairo doing a good job for the Mariners when he was in there for Sexson at first base.
Well, when you talk about great closers, Dick, this fella Papelbon obviously in there, but I don't know if Mariano Rivera is ready to pass that torch yet as far as greatest closers, but I have to believe when he does pass the torch, it's going to this young man right here.
Boy, he's got a style, doesn't he? Fastball up and in. Huh?
I mean, they love him here.
I think they love his dancing as much as they love his closing.
And he's pretty slick with those feet.
Yes, he is. Facing the second straight pinch hitter, Bloomquist. Safe on the error. Advancing to second. And then Miguel Cairo, the pinch hitter, takes inside, and the count even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Valentin is on deck for the Mariners. So here's Miguel Cairo with his 7th big league team. 13 years in the big leagues, and been a pretty good hitter here in this ballpark. A career .313 hitter at Fenway. Played with the Yankees and the Cardinals last year. Fouls it off to the right, and it remains 2-2.
I remember when Miguel Cairo was called up by the Chicago Cubs. He was just a fresh-faced kid. And just quiet as a church mouse. I mean, just sat there, minded his business. And the Cubs let him go a couple of years later. Next thing you know, not only he landed on his feet, he's had a long career.
Nobody out, and you saw Valentin on deck for Seattle. 2-2 pitch, line drive, base hit to center field, and Bloomquist had a hold up, and he's going to come around and score. And the Mariners now trail 11-3. They tied the game with 2 in the 3rd inning before the Red Sox got 2 in the 4th, single runs in the 5th and 6th, and 5 in the bottom of the 8th. They get a run here. Still nobody out. Cairo with an RBI.
Well, a split finger that stays up. I think you're doing Cairo a favor throwing him a split finger there when you're throwing 96, 97 miles an hour. But to Cairo's credit, he rips it back up the box for an RBI base hit.
Valentin, the hitter, runner at first, nobody out. Fastball fouled off to the right. Strike 1. So an 11-3 game. And the Mariners going to their bench. They have installed Jeremy Reed on deck. Will bat for Jojima. So 3 pinch hitters of the first 4 hitters to face Papelbon here in the 9th inning. Red Sox way out in front. Papelbon misses, and it's 1-1. You wonder what the mindset is for a pitcher just getting some work when he knows that the pressure of nailing down the game is not in the offing.
Well, you see it so often when a closer comes in to get some quote-unquote work. Well, he ends up getting a little more work than he wants. they tend to give up 3 or 4.
Swing and a miss.
And I think, Dick, that's because they just don't have that mindset that they do when it's a save situation.
1-2 to Valentin. Cairo with an RBI single on at first base. Still nobody out. 11-3 Boston. Fastball, and he's out of there. Called 3rd strike. And there's 1 gone. And today's Chevrolet player of the game is the starting pitcher for the Red Sox, Tim Wakefield. And Tim Wakefield going 7 innings, giving up 2 runs on 5 hits, striking out 6, was in control. And for more coverage of the Red Sox win and Wakefield's Chevrolet player of the game performance, go to foxsports.com/Chevy. Chevy, an American revolution. Well, it is. Revolution?
It's all the same to me. That's that San Diego State education I had.
Also, here's the knuckles up.
Oh,
huh?
Thumbs up, knuckles up, whatever you want to say. He was terrific today. 7 quality innings and really crisp innings. A lot of 1, 2, 3 innings, strikeouts, easy ground balls. Just really crisp today was Wakefield.
So here's Jeremy Reed pinch hitting for Jojima. Count 1 ball and 1 strike. Reed was called up on May the 19th. Those are his numbers. And hitting under 200 in 21 at-bats here at Fenway Park. 2-1 now to Reed. Mariners scoring a run here in the 9th inning. And there you see Papelbon, second behind Octavio Dotel for strikeout leaders among relievers this year. Foul tipped into the glove of Kevin Cash. 2-2 now to Reed with 1 out here in the 9th inning. Red Sox, who have won 6 of their last 8 games and trying to even the series with the Mariners 1-1. Seattle had won 3 out of 4 against the Red Sox so far this year. Strikes them out. Foul tipped again into the glove, so 2 straight strikeouts, and the Mariners down to their last out.
Yeah, Reed was just overmatched right there by the Papelbon fastball. No nonsense. Here it is. What's my name? All Reed can say is Jonathan Papelbon.
So they're 2 down, and Papelbon wants to nail it down here because last time he faced the Mariners, gave up 2 unearned runs, gave up 1 unearned run here in this inning. So they're 2 out. Cairo, the runner at first base, up high. The producer of today's game is Jeff Gowen, and the director Jim Lynch. The associate director is Eric Billigmeyer, and the broadcast associate Yvonne Wagner. Our technical producer Sid Drexler, and the technical director is Simon Benazra. Studio show produced by Don Bowie, directed by Bob Levy, and the associate director is Stephanie Medina. Misses outside, 2-0. The coordinating producer of the studio show is Scott Ackerson, and the studio technical supervisor is Jack Simmons. The senior producer of Fox Sports is Bill Brown, and the executive producers are David Hill and Ed Gorin. And a thank you and a tip of the hat to our production and technical crew for the pictures and the sounds you have heard today from Fenway Park.
Another job well done. And speaking of jobs well done, I think the Red Sox as a unit put together a pretty decent show today.
They had won 3 in a row before last night's loss. Speaking of 3 in a row, 3-0 the count, and a strike to Betancourt. So it's 3-1. So Tim Wakefield, there is Josh Beckett, who is all right despite the problem he had the other night. The drizzle slipped on the mound, but apparently is all right. Foul out of play, and the count is full, 3-2. There's Beckett, who had problems in spring training. He had a bad back there, and of course the key on the mound for the Red Sox starters in their championship year last season. Crowd on his feet.
Just dominating was Josh Beckett, and crowd is going crazy.
And they're ready for the Lakers tomorrow. They're wearing a lot of green. There goes Cairo, and this should do it. A fly ball hit to right field. J.D. Drew is under it, and he makes the catch, and the game is over. And the Red Sox defeat the Seattle Mariners 11-3 as Manny Ramirez and J.D. Drew hit home runs. Wakefield now 4-4 on the year. Bautista, the losing pitcher, 3-7 on the year, as the Red Sox, with a makeshift lineup with 5 regulars out for one reason or another, get 11 runs on 13 hits.
Well, any concerns at all about the depth of the Boston Red Sox were certainly answered this afternoon, not only with their platoon players or their position players getting a chance to play and contributing, but how about Tim Wakefield really showing his stuff today as well. 7 terrific innings.
So the Mariners dropped to 22-40 on the year, the worst record in the major leagues, but the Red Sox now 39-26, and again winning at Fenway Park, where they have had the magic this year, now 25-6, the best home record in the big leagues. Final score again, the Red Sox 11 and the Seattle Mariners 3, and the fans here enjoy a Red Sox victory. They've got another game tomorrow in the series finale, and of course tomorrow night game 2 of the NBA Finals between the Celtics and the Lakers. So there's always something going on in Boston in the world of sports. So for Mark Grace, Dick Stockton saying so long. We take you to Detroit. Bonus coverage of the Indians and Tigers. Here's Tom Brenneman and Rick Manning. So long, everyone.
Bottom of the 9th innings, top of the 9th inning, still a fighting chance for the Cleveland Indians, who gave up 6 runs, including an Edgar Renteria grand slam in the bottom of the 8th inning. Detroit took an 8-3 lead. Cleveland has scored a run here in the top of the 9th. Runners are on the corners, and now trying to nail it down is Todd Jones, 8 for 8 in save situations. Jones, his last 5 outings, has given up 3 runs. This is a fly ball to right that should tie a ribbon around this one, and it will. So the Tigers, you know what the people here at the ballpark are thinking. You know what Jim Leyland might be thinking. Will that 6-run bottom of the 8th inning jumpstart this club? We will find out when these teams meet in Game 3 tomorrow. Final count: Detroit 8, Cleveland 4. For Rick Manning and our entire crew, I'm Tom Brenneman saying thanks so much for joining us. Have a terrific weekend. Here's Jeannie Zelasco, Kevin Kennedy, and Eric Karros from the Fox Television Center.
Gentlemen, thank you so much. It's all about the big inning today. 5-run 7th, the difference in Los Angeles. 6-run 8th, as we heard in Detroit, the difference for them. You know, you keep looking for that turnaround game for Detroit. I guess I'm not going to say I've given up hope, but I'm not going to go out on the ledge and say this is the game that turns them around.
Well, I mean, it was a nice comeback, let's face it. Cleveland's been struggling. One of the weaknesses of is the bullpen for the Cleveland Indians. They're 29th in overall ERA, and Betancourt's ERA is over 7. So the fact that you can open it up against Cleveland's great. But one of the strengths against Cleveland last year was their bullpen. This year, it's been...
Well, and Detroit, too, has had a habit of having these big games where they score 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 runs, even 19. But then they follow it up with 1 run, 2 runs. And they're just kind of spinning their wheels. They've got to get something consistently going with their offense.
Which, ironically, is pretty much what you could say about the team in the other dugout, and what's going on with Cleveland as well. That's, you know, we're real quick to point out that Colorado was in the World Series last year, and we're not really seeing anything from them this year. But look how close Cleveland was to the series, and really their comeback hasn't been that tremendous.
Well, the offense has been a big letdown for Cleveland. You know, Travis Hafner on the disabled list. I mean, today, Ben Francisco hitting 3rd for the Indians. Good player, but hitting 3rd for the Indians?
Right.
Yeah, and some of their key hitters. Peralta's finally up to like 235. He was like at low 2s a little while back. Victor Martinez still looking for the power.
Runs, yeah.
I mean, and Travis Hafner, of course, the issues he's had this year.
And we're looking for another highlight. Let's get you updated on the Seattle Mariners, the Boston Red Sox. We are off to Fenway, and so much talk about Manny Ramirez. And what would the poor guy do without David Ortiz?
He's going to be lost, right, Kevin?
He can hit first, 9th, pinch hit. Doesn't matter with Manny. If he gets a pitch to hit, he's going to square it up. That's why you don't pitch that guy the game on a line. In the first inning, he got it going.
Well, Raul Ibanez here, driving that ball down the right field line. Raul Ibanez coming into the season, more RBIs than any left fielder in the American League over the last 2 years.
What a wonderful nugget. All right, we're going to the bottom of the 4th. 1 out, 2 out to Alex Cora.
Well, J.D. Drew's really done a nice job. I mean, he got it. He's had a big day today. 3 more hits today, hit a home run. I mean, take a look at this one right here. That's a knuckleballer, Dickey throwing that ball. That's above the green wall there, out to the right of the yellow line. Of course, that's a home run, even though it came back in because it was to the right of the yellow line.
Called Mr. Drew out in the pregame show saying, okay, you know, life is not over without David Ortiz. We need other guys to step up.
Yeah, and the fact that he's sitting 3rd in the lineup in front of Manny Ramirez, he's going to get some pitches to hit, and he did. And when he got them, he squared them up very well. And J.D. Drew is a good hitter. We know that. I mean, his last year with the Dodgers, he was a 300 hitter. He was in the middle of the order. He is a middle of the order hitter, but to be a middle of the order hitter, you can't always take the walk. You got to expand your own zone. When you get a pitch to hit, let it fly, and he did. There's the home run you just saw a minute ago. But here's the swing right here. Just good balance. He's always been very patient, very selective, and good balance right here in the side shot. Great extension through the ball, and you've got to know when you're in that 3 spot, Eric, you're going to get some pitches to hit with Manny on deck.
Well, he's as fluid as anybody, and we'll hear how fluid he is coming up, huh?
Yeah, you know what? You say that, we hear it. Let's hear from J.D. Drew.
J.D., congratulations on a lineup in which, you know, Terry really needed some big bats today. You have delivered today and have been delivering.
Yeah, it's one of those situations where we're a little bit short, had some injuries, and you know, fortunately came in with some big hits. A lot of fun. Guys are contributing, guys are scoring runs. It's working out well.
As you being the big left-handed bat in the lineup now with Ortiz out, do you feel a little more pressure to carry the load, or are you just going to try to be the same thing?
No, the same thing, Mark. I think the simple thing to do is everybody continue to approach the game the way we have in the years past and in this year past. And Uke does a good job. Manny, Mikey, Pedroia, we got table setters. Everybody just does the same thing we've been doing. Hopefully things will work out.
JD, what is it about the chemistry of this team? Or you dip down to the minor leagues for a pitcher, for a hitter, whatever it is, to come up and fill the gap, and they do. And there's a certain kind of aura of poise in this ball club.
Well, I think it's just the environment you come into. You know, you got a team in here that carries a lot of aura and a lot of pressure, and young guys down there are taught that. I think they've done a great job scouting these younger guys and working them to getting ready to be here. You get guys like Brandon Moss that comes in, fills in right away. Chris Carter the other night. We've had guys coming out of the pitching staff down there coming in and contributing. Got Masterson throwing great. You know, those things are key, and you definitely have to have those during the season because you're going to deal with some injuries.
Well, JD, thanks very much for being with us. We're delighted you're swinging the hot bat.
You got it.
Nice going, kid.
All right, JD Drew of the Red Sox. Now back to you.
Gentlemen, thank you so much. And, of course, the pickup of Bartolo Colon, maybe not a great night to finish up the week, but certainly a good guy to bring out of the pen. But let's turn back to Manny Ramirez. Kind of hit on him in the pregame show, wondering if they're, taking his at-bats away, because obviously he doesn't have David Ortiz hitting behind him. We saw the home run, and then not much productivity the rest of the day.
Yeah, well, in the first inning, J.D. Drew does this. We just saw it, but we're showing it to you for a reason. Ichiro couldn't get it done right there. He was called out earlier by his teammates, and that ball goes for a triple. But here's Manny, 2 outs, runner at third base, 2-0 pitch by Bautista. That's a little cutter. It stayed middle in, and, Manny deposited.
And 2-0, what are you even giving Manny anything good to hit? It's just like we were talking about earlier. If as a manager, you're going to constantly challenge Manny Ramirez, you're going to end up unemployed. And finally, they walk him. And now the other guys, they come in, Sean Casey, J.D. Drew. All those guys are going to have to contribute. I mean, Manny, as you said, Kevin, can hit anywhere in the lineup.
Yeah, he absolutely doesn't care. And what you saw there, the second time Manny came up, it was the identical situation. 2 outs, J.D. Drew was at third base. This time, John McLaren elects to walk Manny Ramirez and make it Sean Casey that has to get the hit, and he popped out. And that's going to happen. But I'm telling you, that combination of Ortiz and Manny Ramirez, the absolute best in Major League Baseball. And I'm not going to say they're Gehrig and Ruth from back in the day, because those were 2 left-handed hitters, but 2 powerful hitters, 1 left, 1 right, in the middle of the Red Sox orders. That's a big void with Ortiz out. And as I said, J.D. Drew could say, yeah, I'm just going to be the same guy, but he knows in reality he's hitting the third spot. He's going to get pitches to hit, and he has to square them up, and he did.
What do you gentlemen make of what's going on in Seattle, specifically this week? There was a tirade. A manager then apologizes, but the players